All right, y'all know the drill. Where you from? Where you at? What are you doing? Got a couple of things I want to talk about. They had the press conference for Stevenson. I was goody Sophia. They had the press conference for Stevenson versus Herring, the press conference for Davis versus Romero. We're going to talk about that stuff a little bit in passing, touch on a few subjects that I've already done videos on so we can open a discussion now to have it on the panel. What's goody Onyx? What's goody Mark? What's goody Wayne? What's goody Dreamland? Dad was good. Was good. Boxing on the Edge was good. Terrain was good. Kid was good. Hyam was good. Ernie Wiles was good. Hennessy. Yeah, man, I like Rolly, man. I like him as a human being, not so much as a boxer, but Rolly seems like a fun kid, man. Fun kid to smoke a spliff with. Fun kid to have a drink with. Like, a part of me really wants him to pull off this upset. A part of me, just because like upsets shake up, upsets upset the balance, which sometimes is needed. Sometimes because Davis won't take a chance on many of the other capable fighters in his division, it's going to take a Rolly to upset the balance. It's going to take a Rolly to surprise him. You know what I mean? And I know that Rolly doesn't, Rolly is still a developing fighter, like he is, and he's, he's less than perfect, but he's our last hope, man. Rolly Romero. Let me just post this to the Twitter. Evening boxing talks. Evening boxing talks. And what else? Live now. Hold on, wait. Yo, who the fuck keeps texting me, man? Stop fucking texting me. Fucking texting me. I hate that shit. The older I get, the less I like people trying to reach me. All right, so yeah, you got all that shit. I was watching a press conference for Stevenson versus Herring. Y'all know how I feel about it. My heart is with Herring. My head is with Stevenson. For more reasons than one, not limited to the boxing, but also the politics. I would like for Jamel Herring to win the fight, and I think that the bookies, I think the odds makers, they probably got it priced a little bit too wide. He's too much of an underdog. I saw how Stevenson was acting. Stevenson was doing all the stuff you expect a little kid to do. You know what I mean? And it's wild because he'll get out there and he'll do all that fly shit to put on a cerebral performance that he's doing a good job of playing the heel in terms of the PR. But when he actually gets out there and has a fight, it's a bookworm fight. It's a cerebral fight. It's a thinking man's fight that you doing all that fly shit at these press conferences and you do all that fly shit, but you get out there and think it out. You ain't getting out there and blasting guys out of there. Now you get out there and you think it out. And that doesn't make him a bad fighter, but what it does do is it makes all that stuff that he does at press conferences, it's like a facade that like, bro, you acting like you got like a Tyson persona. You got like a Tyson persona, but you more of a Chris Bird. You more Chris Bird than Tyson, but when they see, when you outside of the ring, yeah, you act like you a Tyson when you really a Chris Bird. Daniel Rios was good. Dennis was good. James, hey, you know what I'm saying? And I would like for Jamel to win the fight. I really would. And I'm gonna do a prediction video on that. I'm gonna do a prediction video on that. But like I said, my heart is with Jamel. My head is with Shakur. That's how I'm feeling. I'll explain. I'll elaborate why that is. I saw the Rolly Romero Javante Davis press conference, and it's awkward. He get out there, Rolly get out there with the Craven the Hunter fur from Spider-Man and all of that. Yo, it looked like he was wearing fucking New Balances, B. I looked at Davis's kicks and I looked at Rolly's kicks, and yo, I swear to God, it looked like he was wearing some old ass New Balances. Some old ass New Balances with some Pilates pants. Like, I'm like, yo, what is them shits? Like, I ain't trying to knock them, but them shits looked at it looked like he was balling in them shits. Like, bro, where you got them shits from? Like, those your gym sneakers from PE? Like, look like he wore his PE sneakers to the goddamn press conference. Like, what is them shits, man? Old ass motherfucking Sauconys or some shit. Like, what is them shits? Where's Spider-Man? I have a feeling Shakur is gonna press Herring. I mean, look, he need for the persona that he puts on, you know, to the media, to the interviewers, to the which I'm not against, by the way. He's young, and if he's young and he's aggressive, that's fine. That's cool. Like I have no problem with that. I'm just saying that the persona don't match the performance. So if he want to get aggressive in this fight and he want to take it to the champion, hey, go ahead, because the way it looked, he'll do all that fly shit and get in the ring and then think it out. Like, yeah, you got a detention personality with a bookworm library performance. That's how it be looking. Like you perform, you do the bookworm shit in the ring. Like, man, you cerebral, man. You jabbing and moving. You ain't really artillery firepower. Nah, you thinking it out. But then when you get out of there, you block program, you detention. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Shakur gonna run into a stiff jab and combinations. Hey, I would like for Jamel to shock the world. Look, I picked him to beat Ito. I picked him to beat Roach. I picked him to beat Frampton. Even though a lot of people wrote him off after the Oquendo fight, they was calling him a quitter and all this wild shit. I'm like, bruh, ain't no motherfucking quitting. The motherfucker is literally headbutting him on purpose. Mad times. Literally headbutting him on purpose. Ain't no quit. It's just that's a dirty ass motherfucker. And you know he got a big ass fight. So it's like, well, what the fuck? I'm gonna waste time on this nothing ass motherfucker when I know I got a big ass fight coming up. Feel me? A lot of people wrote Jamel off after the motherfucking after the Oquendo fight. I didn't. I said the same shit. Look, from before COVID hit and the video was up, I said he is gonna beat the fucking shit out of Carl Frampton. And that's what he did. So we gonna see, man. If he could hurt him, then great. Rolly was wearing a mink fur coat, and yeah, B, like he went out there. He came out there with the Sherlin, with the dead lion and all of that. I'm like, yo, this cat is wild, B. But he, you know what I'm saying? He seemed like a fun guy though. Want some real shit. Y'all give me a second. Give me 1 second. Back to the point. And yeah, man, you know what I mean? It's interesting times and all of that. I don't know why my signal keep going in and out. I see that the signal be getting weak and all of that. Cruella DeVille versus Ash Ketchum. Plus, he was recovering. Yeah, because he had caught COVID, and I think a lot of people didn't think about that. That how many times that fight had got postponed because he had contracted COVID. I think the fight got postponed like 2-3 times, and I think that definitely did have a role to play. It's not about making excuses, but you got to wrap your mind around what you're looking at. Yeah, I think that has something to do with it. The fight got postponed like 2-3 times because he had COVID. You know what I mean? Man, Tank sound like Tank. Look, man, I ain't even gonna say nothing. Like I don't want to waste time on Tank, but I'm just hoping that Rolly could upset the plans. That's what I'm hoping for. Um, Talk about what else? What's something that caught my attention earlier today? The Ugas shit, man. Ugas over here acting like he Che Guevara because he doesn't want to fucking adhere to a mandate. Like, bro, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, fuck out of here, bro. Like, he trying real hard to make that shit about some shit that it ain't. Like, bro, it's simple. You ain't got it on paper that fight is done. You don't have it on paper because if you did, they would have gave you an exemption. You don't have it on paper, and you want to sit out for 3 months or 4 months and don't fight. What's this dude supposed to do while you sitting out? Like, what is he supposed to do? The shit that killed me, and I don't even want to focus on the Uga shit, is the people that's actually co-signing that shit. Like, you don't understand this is what y'all wanted. Y'all complain that the WBA has too many belts. Y'all complain that they don't order shit in a timely fashion, so that when they start doing that, y'all can start complaining about that. You know what I mean? It's like you can't win with these motherfuckers, and that's because really, motherfuckers is wishy-washy as shit. Wishy-washy. This is what y'all wanted. This is what everybody wanted. This is what everybody asked for the WBA to clean up their act, order fights in a timely fashion, and get rid of them baby belts. That's what they doing. What you think this order is all about? Yeah, he already beat Jamal James, but they not ordering him to fight Jamal James next. They order him to fight Stanionis. And I don't want to hear that, oh yeah, nobody know him. Bro, nobody know Ugas. Nobody know Ugas. What y'all think? He like a fan? Nobody know him. You wildin'. When motherfuckers think about the fight with Pacquiao, all they gonna say is, yo, he got beat by a dude because he was old. That's what they gonna say. They ain't gonna, that's what they gonna say. I'm expecting Shakur-Herring fuck the world via uppercut. I dig it. If he could uppercut the shit out of Shakur, I think we'll all be fucking laughing. To be honest, if he could just uppercut the shit out of him one good time, snap his head back, I think we'll all be laughing at that shit. Be fine with Ugas fighting is mandatory if it puts pressure on Spence to fight Crawford instead. I got a video about that coming up. I don't want to get too much into that subject. The angle of it that I'm focusing on is how fucking stupid people are. Because I seen how people was reacting to this shit on Twitter. And I'm like, bro, this is what the fuck we wanted. We wanted them to get rid of all them belts. We wanted them to order fights in a timely fashion. That's what they doing. And it's not because Gilberto's a good guy. It's because they under pressure. But this is what the fuck we wanted. So what are y'all complaining about? How long will Spence be out? Given the nature of his injury, it's only been 10 months, and I thought it would be longer before talks of him coming back. Really makes you wonder, don't it, Willie? Really makes you wonder, don't it, Willie? I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but it's not a conspiracy to say like, wow, you getting back already? Already? Wow. Danny Omega, shout out to Danny. Just for fun, I went to Mr. Gang Boxing Channel. Everybody there was convinced this order from WBO is to stop. Yo, how they stopping him from unifying if he could unify with Crawford? That don't even make sense. Like, that's fucking wild, B. Rolly has a black belt in crazy. He is a table hole. Yeah, man. Like, look, man. I seen how people was reacting to this shit, and it's like, yeah, it's obvious that Rolly does not have the look of Davis. Rolly don't have the look of Davis as far as his boxing, but hopefully he'll get through with a stupid ass punch and knock him out. Hopefully. Appreciate that, Theo. Rolly be talking stupid though. Hope he gets the upset though. I like upsets just because motherfuckers don't be knowing what to say on Sunday. Like, yo, motherfucker, like Mikey, like, what can you say? Like, motherfucker was out too long and he lost. Now he's talking about proceeding with his career, right? He's saying he gonna get right back out there. And the first thing that I was thinking, all right, Mikey, you gonna get back out there. How much money is it gonna cost and who's gonna pay for it? Is the zone gonna give you another 1.5 mil to go out there and lose again? Is you gonna go straight into the pro grade fight? Because if I'm the zone and I see that, I'm like, listen, man, we're not just gonna give you another mil so you could get out there with no can of sardines. If you want to get out there, it gotta be pro grade. Period. Give me a second. Everybody want to surround me while I'm doing the live stream. Pardon me. But yeah, I see he plans on continuing with his career. Shout out to Drew. Drew says Ugas acting like Spence is a super fight worth paying him 6-7 M's. And Rolly versus Tank on a Sunday, PBC finna look atrocious. I'm gonna say this. Look, Drew is right in the sense that Ugas versus Spence is not a super fight because Ugas is less known than Danny Garcia. And if all Danny Garcia brought you was 250,000, what the fuck is Ugas gonna bring you? Motherfuckers don't really know Danny like that, but they know Ugas less than they know Danny. So if you do Ugas on pay-per-view, that's not really a super fight, bro. Not really. That's a Jason Rosario versus Jermel Charlo fight. If you want to keep it real. Based off impact delivery, who you think got more power, Tank or Rolly? Really don't know because neither one of them is fighting live animals. The easy answer to say is Tank. But who is Tank fighting for real, that is a good gauge for power? When a lot of the guys he fought at 130 is from 126, and some of the guys, and he only fought one dude that was an old man with a torn Achilles tendon at 135. Mike Copinger said that is Spence back in the gym November 1st. Yeah, I seen that shit. But I was like, well, he back in the gym, but that don't mean that he's cleared to fight. It's a difference between them letting you work out and you being able to fight. Is he medically cleared to fight? Appreciate that, Julio G. Bro, listen, man. I ain't hating on shit. If I say that boy got a thin resume, that's just because he got a thin motherfucking resume. Tank keeps it up, he will only be fighting criticism, bruh. He gonna fight traffic. He gonna fight a head coach. He gonna fight a lot of shit, but he ain't gonna fight no live bodies. That's why I'm hoping Rolly upset him so that he could bring that shit to an end. But back to the point. Mikey Garcia said that he's not gonna call it a career. He lost the fight, and he gonna get back out there, right? So I'm thinking, if he gonna get back out there, who gonna pay for it? Because I reiterate, if I'm the zone, I tell him, listen, man, we ain't gonna give you no multi-million-dollar nothing unless it's a pro-grade fight. If it's pro-grade, we'll send you out there. If you think we just gonna give you another mill to fight a Sandor Martin again or somebody, nah, we ain't finna do that. We not gonna do that. So I'm wondering, when he say he gonna get out there, who he gonna get out there with? Will Boots stop Dulorme quicker than Bud? Probably. Look at how long it's been since fucking. You can't like when it's that many years in it, bro. You really can't compare that. Bud fought Dulorme like I don't even know, like 7 years ago, maybe more. The Bud, the Dulorme that Boots is fighting is not the Dulorme that Bud fought. The Dulorme that Bud fought was mad younger than this guy. He needs a tune-up. He just lost. He need a tune-up for the loss he just had. Yeah, I'm not buying that fucking fight, Sergio. I'm not buying that fucking fight. The fuck I look like spending money on that shit, B. I ain't buying that fucking fight. Shout out to Drew, who says it's okay for PBC fans to demand other fighters fight Mandos and let PBC fighters use leverage to get the biggest prize. But the minute a top rank or matchroom fighter uses those tactics, the sport is corrupt. It's brazen double standards, Drew. It's brazen double standards because the mandatory process is the only reason that Spence even got a chance to fight for a belt. If he wasn't the mandatory, Kell Brook would not have fought him. That's just facts. Kell Brook just got his ass beat by Gennady Golovkin. Right after that, they ordered him to fight Spence. You think he wanted to fight Spence? You think he wanted to come right back to 147? No. But he did it because he had an order. So the second that a PBC fighter get an order, motherfuckers want to start crying about corruption. They was all for the corruption when they robbed Alberto Machado. Everybody know Alberto Machado beat Jezreel Corrales. And Jezreel Corrales was the WBA champion. And instead of giving Machado the real title, they wait 9 months up, 9 months past. They give Davis the real title, and they give Machado a Reggie belt. They all for the corruption, B. So fuck it, let's be corrupt. Somebody said that it looks like Probellum has a lot more leverage than the PBC right now because Stanionis is a Probellum fighter. And they see that the WBA is hitting the gas on that. I don't know if I agree with that contention because this isn't about Probellum. This is about the ABC Commission. The only reason that the WBA is doing any of the shit they doing is because they under pressure. If they don't clean up their act, they don't get to do business in the United States. So I don't really feel like this is about Probellum. I just think they're doing what they got to do to keep the doors open, to keep business going. Because, I mean, if they don't, that's their ass. The new promotion that Regis signed with will probably pay Mikey. Well, to that, Daniel, I'll say this. We don't know what their revenue stream is yet because they don't have a platform. Probellum is signing a lot of fucking guys. They signed, I knew they was gonna sign Donaire because Donaire is with Schaefer, and this is Schaefer's outfit. So I already figured that. But they got Ricky Burns, they got Regis Prograis, they got Louis Ritson, they got Nonito Donaire. There's a fucking rumor they got Casemiro. There's a rumor they got Casemiro, right? Because they bought the rights to his fight. And there's a rumor they got him. And Sean Gibbons is mad about that shit. We'll see. You know what I mean? They got a couple of fighters. They got Badu Jack, Stanionis. They got a couple of fighters, but we don't see what their revenue stream is. Like, we don't see, all right, where are you getting money from? Who is financing all of this? What what platform does Probellum have a deal with where we could see these people fight? Because if we got to see them fight on other people cards, then that's not y'all paying for nothing. Y'all not paying for nothing if a motherfucker got to watch a Probellum fighter on a matchroom card, for example, over Top Rank card. Tank, I took Machado's belt without fighting him Davis. Ain't that the truth, though, Amok? Machado beat Jezreel Corrales 9 months before the WBA decided to let Davis fight for the super title. He damn near a year, 9 months. And that nobody cared about the crooked shit. So don't start crying about the crooked shit now. The funny shit is it ain't even crooked shit. It ain't crooked shit. Life is crazy. Fell asleep listening to your morning talks and woke up to a live. Love the energy, IQ. You buying the Canelo plant? Yo, I'm having second thoughts, Willie. I ain't even going front. I really am having second thoughts. I want to support Canelo and all of that shit, but that's a whack ass undercard, man. Motherfucker shouldn't have to pay $80 to see Ray Vargas, man. Ray Vargas ain't fought in 2 years. Motherfucker shouldn't have to pay $80 to see Elvis Rodriguez either. That is a top rank castaway. I didn't have to pay to see you when you was with Top Rank. Why would I want to pay $80 to see you now? You see Franchon Cruz ain't on this new Golden Boy Cup. Yo, she need to get away from them, man. She need to get away from them because they haven't rescheduled to see the Rules fight. Tank has 48 hours to decide which Reggie belt he keeps. Which one does he keep, Jules? Now that Jay Taylor fight is delayed, does that affect his choice? I believe it does because I believe what they were banking on was Josh Taylor moving up after the Catterall fight. And me and you've been talking about that shit, Drew. They're like, yo, he might not move up right after that fight. He might stick around long enough to fight Teofimo and hold his shit up. And if he stick around long enough to fight Teofimo, you don't get elevated to WBA baby whatever champion. You don't get to do that. The shit is, if he stays at 35, right? Who's he gonna fight? If he says, yo, I'm gonna keep the one at 35, let's put it this way. I'm gonna put it to you this way, Drew. I believe he'll keep the one at 35 because Teofimo might move up before Josh. Let's put it that way. He'll keep the one at 35 because if Teofimo move up before Josh, all Davis got to do is chill right there, and then they'll elevate him to champion. So I think he'll keep the one at 35. That's my lucky guess. I could be wrong, but it looked like Teofimo might end up moving up before Josh. Josh might stay there to do the Teofimo fight. Bud versus Porter undercard is slightly better, but it's still underwhelming. Who's on the undercard, LT? Who's on that undercard? I don't even know who's on that undercard. Bro, I don't care if Elvis is from my block. I don't give a shit. You a top ranked castaway, bro. I was not paying $80 to see you fight before. Why the fuck would I want to pay $80 to see you fight now and you coming off an L? That don't even make sense. Thought about having a fight party for Canelo, but might have it for Bud instead. I dig it, low key. Yo, real rap. I'm more psyched for Crawford versus Porter than Canelo versus Plant. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I really want to see Canelo beat the shit out of him. I ain't gonna lie, but that undercard is trash, man. Like, that shit is real for real trash. Like, bro, that's the best y'all could do. And everybody know why. It's because y'all in the whole 50 mil. You can't put together an undercard when you in the whole 50 mil. Dog Bay versus Dog Bay versus Diaz is a good ass fight. Pitufo Diaz from Puerto Rico. That's a good ass fight, bro. That's a good ass fight. That's gonna be a war. Somebody gonna get knocked the fuck out. Boxing undercards are usually underwhelming. Plant is getting trashed. Nico Ali, Evan Holyfield, and Xander Zayas. I feel like that's the prelim card, Daniel. I don't know if that's gonna be the main card. I did hear that Dog Bay versus Pitufo is gonna be on the undercard. I like that fight. I like that fight. It was good, Yarde. But yeah, yo, it's a lot of just goofy shit. So yeah, that's what I think is gonna happen. Though I think that fuck around. Davis gonna keep the 135 because Lopez will move up before Taylor. That's what I think gonna happen. What they don't want is for him to keep the 140 and then the WBA order him to fight motherfucking Josh. Because then he gonna look stupid when it don't happen. It's gonna look stupid like, bro, they ordered you to fight that dude. You don't want to fight for a real title? That's gonna be in accord in the Hoyle Duck. There go that Stephen Schneider. I seen all that shit you was talking, bro. Suck a fucking dick. Sorry. Fucking loser. Dog Bay and Diaz, Rolly and Tank sound like little kids. Yo, they sound like a bunch of fifth graders, man. Why Tank and T.O. afraid of Josh Taylor? Because he ain't a one-legged over-the-hill Yuriorkis Gamboa. That's why. Because he ain't no motherfucking cherry pick. That's why. That's actually this weekend's undercard. What, Dog Bay versus Pitufos this weekend? Let me check that shit. Hold up. Let me check that shit. Right now. Herring box rec. See if that's on there. Let me see who's on the undercard this weekend. All right, we got Antoine Cobb, Haven Brady, Troy Osley of the Osley brothers. Xander, yeah, that's this weekend's card. You're right. Because Josh could fight. Pretty much. If it ain't a cherry pick or undersized opponent, you know what I mean? Like, why would they want to fight Josh, bro? Y'all give me a second. But yeah, man. Xander is another good prospect. Yeah, he turning out all right, that kid, and he's big. I heard he gonna move up soon. Herring undercard isn't great either. I dig it, LT, but at least it's not a pay-per-view, right? At least we just gonna get to see that as a regular old ESPN fight. At least it don't cost nobody $80. Let me see what else we got here. Man, I can't stand these PBC fanboys, fam. They are not from this planet. Those is professional dick riders, B. I wanted to talk about that shit, the Anthony Joshua trainer shit, and I'm gonna open the discussion up to the panel shortly about that. Like, yo, I don't know what Ronnie Shields was thinking, but it's like if a cat come to you and you might be working with him, right? You might end up working with him. Why the fuck would you go blab to the media about what y'all was talking about? Who the fuck does that? I said that shit, man. That's some country ass, cornpole ass shit. The motherfucker just came to you, not but 2 days later, you gonna run to the media and tell them everything y'all was talking about. Country ass shit. You gonna give away the whole cartel for 15 minutes of fame. Shout out to Danny Davis. What type of timing is Andre Ward on these days? The things he says is very suspect now. He a company man now, Danny. He a company man. And I ain't gonna knock him, I ain't going to act like I wasn't an Andre Ward fan when he was active. I was. But he on his company shit now, B. It is what it is. He falling in line with the company motto. It is what it is. My man is Tim. Tim is my man. Tim would say some shit that'll make people uncomfortable, but it needs to be said. Appreciate that, Anonymous. Might stay with McCracken and add on maybe. Yo, I haven't heard that he fired McCracken. I didn't hear that he fired him. I don't know. I don't like it's a lot of things that's under wraps right now, right? And that's what makes the Ronnie Shields shit stand out. You haven't heard a lot from Joshua as far as his corner situation. So why is Ronnie going to the media like, yeah, man, he told me this and he told me that and he told me this? Like, bro, you fucking blabbermouth. You must not have been really trying to get that job if you're gonna do some shit like that. Like, you must not have been trying to get, because that don't even make sense. Like, if I'm about to work with this cat, why would I let everybody know what he told me? That don't like what kind of bonehead bozo ass shit is that? Tim Bradley be checking Ward on air regularly. Yeah, he do. Shout out to Tim Bradley. If I'm reading body language, AJ looked the most excited at the Canelo gym. That was because of Cash Money Canelo, Drew. Like, I don't think people know that he's a Canelo fan, B. One time he was ringside at a Canelo fight, and Canelo shouted him out, and he was like dead ass geeking, like he was like a fan, like fanning, like a fanboy and shit. Like, he's a for real Canelo fan, B. I ain't even mad at him. Like, that showed that the dude is legit humble. You know what I mean? I think he was starstruck to be around the air of Canelo, Cash Money Canelo, the cartel. Pro grade would beat Tank, T.O., and Haney. I agree with that. I said that too. Like, yo, dog, I don't got nothing against Teofimo Lopez, but if it was Lopez versus Pro Gray next, Pro Gray will fuck him up, man. He would fuck him up if that fight was next. We all know that fight is not next, so it is what it is. All Ronnie Shield fighters have discipline. Yeah, James, like that's the same. I'm like, yo, bro. Somebody was talking to me about this shit in the comments of a video I did. Like, oh, it looked like they were saying that. Oh, it looks like he's like he likes Ronnie. And I'm like, man, can you tell me the last time a Ronnie Shields fighter had a good performance? Name one. I'm like, Ronnie is not the guy for that. Ronnie is the dude that will not let Jamal 50 feet from Demetrius Andre, who's a southpaw. And what is Anthony Joshua about to fight? A fucking southpaw. Ronnie is not the dude for that gig, B. Neither is Derrick James, because you got Errol Spence running around in these clubs doing his best impression of John Belushi, and Derrick can't get him in check. So how the fuck is he going to whip Anthony Joshua into shape? Errol out here getting drunk, crashing cars and shit. Fresno Ramirez could beat Tank, T.O., and... Bruh, I'll say this. Tank is too little for Ramirez. Like, he's like dead ass. He's too little for that guy. He's too little. T.O., that's an interesting fight. But Tank is too little for that fight. If AJ joined Canelo team, he get a new following of Mexican fans. The problem with joining Team Canelo is that you're not going to see the results that you want right away. Like, remember when Oscar first got with Reynoso, he didn't look right until the Burchell fight. He had like a fight or two fights with Reynoso before the Burchell fight, and it didn't all come together yet. So if you getting a new trainer for the Usyk fight, you need fast results. You know what I mean? I maintain my original position. He should go to Joey Gamache. Because Joey Gamache has experience in this area. That's what I mean, King KO. That's his drinking buddy, B. That's his drinking buddy, not his trainer. Have never been impressed with Shields. Me neither, Roman Legion. Me neither. You got a fighter that's going out at night, drinking. Yo, he was drunk. Give me a second. You got, remember when it was Robert Easter, Adrian Broner, Errol Spence, all three of them is drunk. And who come up in the hallway behind them? Derek James. All your boys are saucy, like your guys is over here saucy and all of that. And I always wondered about that, like, yo, what does Derek James say about Errol drinking all that shit? What he be saying about that? Like, he don't say nothing, you just gonna let him be out here drunk out here? Just let him go to parties out here and all of that. Like, I know you really can't stop him, but it's like that kind of reflects your ability to whip him into shape. Like, bro, how you gonna whip Joshua into shape when your boy out here saucy flipping Ferraris? Ronnie, forget about Ronnie. I ain't been impressed with none of your fucking fighters. Lara left you, Jermel left you. Only fighter I know you got that is kind of doing something is Jermall, and he been looking like doodle. Ronnie is not the guy for the job. LOL. I want AJ to join Team Reynoso, boxing NWO, and they kick Ruiz to the curb. Now, you never know, man. If they make Wilder versus Ruiz and Ruiz get lucky and knock his ass out, bro, Ruiz's stock will skyrocket off that shit, bro. Imagine if Ruiz knocked Wilder out. That motherfucker stock will be through the roof. The roof. James Ali Bashir is used. Oh, wow. Why are you going to say that? You got a lot of experience, though, James Ali Bashir. Did you watch the video? Yeah, I seen that puñeta. I seen that video. Tio had real issues with the tall Nakatani, and Josh is tall and big, and he might beat Josh. I don't, like, I'm going to keep it real with you, Kevin. I don't pick, I would not, if that fight was next, right? Because that's how I do it. If that fight was next, I would go Josh. 2 fights from now, I still feel like Josh could win that fight. Outside of just extenuating circumstances like injuries and bullshit, 2 fights from now, 1 fight, 2 fights, I pick Josh to win. I don't know that Teofimo could win that fight. Because remember, his biggest win is a dude that debuted as a featherweight. And that's dope that he was pound for pound and all that shit. But your biggest win is legit a little dude. When they put you in there with a taller dude, and I said this before in the other live, when they put him in there with a taller dude, what he was saying after the fight, yo, I don't like tall guys. No more tall guys, Dad. And Josh is a tall guy. He a tall guy that got more dog in him than Nakatani. Not to knock Nakatani, but come on now, be real. Nakatani ain't no motherfucking Josh Taylor. I personally feel, for the nature of this situation, before I open it to the panel, I feel for the nature of this situation that Anthony Joshua's in, the pecking order, Joey Gamache, Buddy McGirt, Joey Gamache would be my first choice. Buddy McGirt would be my second choice. Yeah, Buddy McGirt would be my second choice. Ismail Salas would be my third choice. Jonathan Banks would be my fourth choice. That's the order. The reason I highlight Joey Gamache is because he already had to deal with a situation like this one in recent memory. He got Otto Valine ready for Fury, and he got Teofimo Lopez ready for Vasyl Lomachenko. That's the important one. That was just last year. He got Lopez ready for Lomachenko. And what's Lomachenko? A gold medalist who's a southpaw that has great fucking feet. He got Lopez ready for that. That's what Joshua need, because that's what's in front of him. A southpaw who's a gold medalist that has great feet. If it's me, I go straight to New York. Joey was good. Go to Joey Gamache. Shout out to Joey Gamache and Otto Valine. I know they feeling it right now. I'm going to open up the conversation to the panel. I got a couple of things I want to ask y'all. And it ain't going to be 10 motherfuckers up here. So if I get 4 motherfuckers up here, 3 motherfuckers up here, don't be like, well, shoot me the link. Nah. I be getting too motherfucking crowded in here. Motherfucking background noise and all of that. Confidence is Joshua's problem. Why you think he had cheerleading for Joe? Really? Do you think there is any chance of a Mikey Garcia Teofimo fight at 140? And who do you like for that fight? First, John, I feel there is no chance for that fight. because this dude don't want to work with Top Rank, and Top Rank is not going to overpay him. They're going to keep it real with him, and that's why he don't like them. He wants somebody that's going to pay him in excess of what he could generate, and Top Rank is not going to do that. That's why he'll bring up Josh Taylor and then say, but Top Rank. Well, my God, Top Rank is not supposed to overpay you. You supposed to help them get money, and either you could do that or you can't.
We can watch it later.
All right, hold up. All right. Appreciate that, Willie Lynch. Love the red in the logo. I appreciate that, bro. Yeah, I had to switch it up. I got a new logo for the new banner and all of that shit. Let me ask you a question. I got a question for everybody, right? I'm gonna start off with you, Drew. Drew, do you feel that Mikey Garcia versus Teofimo Lopez is possible? And if it is possible, who wins the fight?
I'm gonna go with the theme. It's possible if let's just say it's possible. I think Mikey gets his ass beat. Mikey's he's not into boxing, bro. He's not a full-time athlete. He's a part-time athlete.
Part-time boxer.
Yeah, he's not gonna be his timing and the stuff that he's good at, it's not gonna be in prime position to do what needs to be done to counter Teo. The athleticism disparity is going to be on full display, and I think Teo will stop him inside 9-10 rounds.
Do you think Teo is hungry enough, right? Because, I mean, like, look, Sandor Martin made him look like shit, right?
Yeah.
He did. Like, but there was things working for Sandor that is complicated things regardless. He's a southpaw, and he's a mover. You know what I mean? Like, that's already going to fuck you up a little bit, that he's a southpaw, and he's a mover. He's not just going to stand there and let you hit him. It's like, yeah, he looked like shit, but at the same time, Sandor's not bad. He's not bad.
And when's the last time we seen Mikey in there with an athlete on Teo's level? Spence ain't that athletic.
No, he ain't.
Does he have the speed? And I just think Mikey's timing would be all off to try to catch him, moving around, doing all that stuff and match him. But then is Teo going to want an astronomical number too? They both will.
That's why it's not realistic, Drew. That's why, because you got two huge fucking egos that expect the promoters to pay them in excess of what they could generate. And bro, Top Rank ain't going to do that. They not going to do that. I'm going to go to Chris. Chris, different question. Mikey's saying he not going to retire, right? He's saying he not going to retire. He going to get back in there with somebody. Who going to pay for it?
Not a damn fucking soul. If it ain't Prograde, if it ain't, like you said, Teofimo Lopez, if it ain't somebody of note, I'm not just going to give you money, like you said. And to piggyback off the first question you said, I'll say this. When Mikey was on his shit, Teofimo would go nowhere near him. Let's keep it above. Sandor Martin was merely rocking on any block, and Mikey just caught that. But a in shape Mikey, we've seen what he can do to people. Let's not even front like Mikey not really like that. Right now, I agree with what Drew is saying. Athletically, Teofimo is explosive. He punches hard, and he puts combinations together, and he just seems like he's just a better fighter right now because of all the intangibles he has. But not to the question that you posed to me again, just to end this off. If Mikey Garcia is not fighting somebody of, some stature, they're not going to pay him because he just shit the bed against Sandor Martin.
Exactly. Like, before I pass it to, let me see who else is here. Sawab. Before I pass it to Sawab, the situation, it looks like to me, is okay. You saying you're going to get out there. So is this a last-ditch effort to get a big purse for Prograde, or are you going to go to the PBC? Because the only people I could think of that would be willing to pay you and cash you out is the PBC. They'll cash you.
Remember who's going to fight on the PBC?
Fucking Davis.
Yeah, Garcia. Garcia will take him. He knows he's a short fighter now. He's gone. Pay him $2 million. That's it.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That's a dangerous fight for Gervonta Davis because for the lack of the
No, it's
competitive.
not. No, it's not.
Why do you
You
say
know
that?
why?
Why do you say that?
Davis is a southpaw that can move. He
Jules,
don't move it. He
I
don't move
think
it.
I think Mikey could sell his scalp to Tank Davis's resume and get a second payday. Like, look, I'll take this payday and you guarantee me another one.
Bro, that's what I mean, Drew. That he'll tell him, like, look, he'll go to Al and tell Al, yo, look, give me Giovanni Santiago at a catch weight of 142, and I'll fight Davis after that on pay-per-view. Get me back in the winner's bracket. Give me a dead body that I could fight at a catch weight. And I don't even think it should be Giovanni because Giovanni was trying to win that motherfucking Broner fight. So I don't even know if Giovanni is safe for him. But he'll tell Al, yo, Al, give me a body, give me a W, and I'll fight Davis after that on pay-per-view.
But
So
Julius,
do you
there
really
lies a
think
problem.
Mikey has that in him now to have like 2 fights?
If the first fight is an easy ass fight, right? Like say it's fucking what's an easy ass fight to get this guy?
Well, this last fight was meant to be easy.
You know what it was? Maybe he thought, this is the funny thing, right? This is the funny thing about the last fight. Maybe he thought because of the level that he was competing at that it would be easy, but reality is you actually picked someone that was solid. Maybe you didn't realize it, or maybe your ego, maybe that led you to not realize it. But you fighting a southpaw that has good upper body movement and good feet. That's the worst part. A southpaw with good feet. What's one of Mikey's best punches? His up jab. Well, you ain't gonna land that because he's gonna be on the outside of that, and he's gonna keep moving to the outside of that. So forget about bringing over a big right or uppercut because he to the side of that. If you look at that fight again, every time he got Sandor's back on the ropes, Sandor was still find an exit. You couldn't pin him down, bro. Dude got feet. It ain't just hands, he got feet. So I think
Mikey threw no left hooks though, because every time you saw Sandor, he did leave out of the his right hand side. Mikey threw no left hooks to keep him there. I'm just saying this: there lies a problem with if Mikey does fight Tank after fighting Giovanni Santiago, hypothetically. Say if Mikey does better and wins that fight, and he looks good winning that fight, and he's starting to get back to what Mikey Garcia is known for. Bro, there lies a problem. Like if Mikey Garcia is in shape, Tank won't fight him.
Maestre. I don't trust Santiago for Mikey. Maybe they get him, but Maestre, the dude that fought Mikhail Fox, what weight was that?
No, Maestre hit too hard, dog. No. Gabriel Maestre hit too hard.
You think
he hit too hard
for Mikey? Mikey got hit 300 something times by Errol Spence, and he still saw the 12.
But you got to remember, let's say this. If there was the Errol Spence that fought Lamont Peterson and Lamont Peterson face up, I would say, yeah, that's more impressive. But hear me out here. Errol Spence hasn't been the same for a long time. He's been weight drained for a long time. He didn't want to go up from 54. And there's a reason why he never didn't really want to fight Terence Crawford at 47, because Terence Crawford moving up from 47, Terence Crawford's going to be stronger than what people realize than Errol Spence coming down to make 447.
All right, let me read super chat. Let me read the super chat. Amok says Mikey Garcia is looking like the new child. Nah, it's not that bad. Not yet. I want to go to Sawab. Sawab hasn't had a chance to chime in on this. I want to ask Sawab about the training situation with Anthony Joshua. So, you see he's going to Robert Garcia. He's going to fucking Ronnie Shields. He fucking went to Virgil. He went to Canelo. Who do you think he should go to?
I think he should go to Shane McGugan.
Shane?
Yeah, I've been saying I think he should go to Shane McGugan because he's quite good at his age. You know what I mean? But I don't know if he will have that respect for him though, because he's a young guy.
That's true.
And yeah, I don't know. I'm not quite sure, man. I don't know who we could. Personally, I'm a big AJ fan. I don't know who I could trust. You know what I mean? Training AJ.
I'm gonna put you on the spot. Sawab. Do you like his chances in the rematch?
Yeah, I guess so. I'll give him 60%.
To win the rematch?
Yeah, I'll give him 60%. I'm a big fan, man. You know what I mean? AJ can do no wrong for me, but I guess, you know what I mean? His tactic wasn't there. Obviously, he fought a good fight, but it's just he didn't use his manpower. He didn't use his strength. He didn't use his size. He wasn't jabbing. He wasn't keeping him out of his reach. I don't know, man. I give him a chance if he comes and proper, like literally manhandle him and show him the Nigerian power, show him Wagwan. Then maybe if he comes try to box him again and all this and that, he's gonna lose. So, but I give him 60% to win.
All right. This
Hey,
is
Julius.
Wait. What Anthony Joshua needs to do is go to Lagos, bury yourself in 5 feet of the dirt in Lagos, and stay there for 3 days. When you come out, you'll be ready to beat Usyk. He got to do some old Quartermain shit. Draw power from the earth to beat this dude. Because I don't think
you
he's
a really funny nigga for real. You're
Nobody's beating the Capricorn god. That's Muhammad Ali.
Yo, this
That's
nigga
Muhammad
is
Ali's
retarded,
birthday
bro.
twin. Sorry.
This
It's
nigga is
ordained. It's
retarded.
it was written in the cosmos for Usyk to be born
Yo,
the same
bro,
day as Ali and win the
yo,
Ali
dog,
trophy.
it comes so smooth to this nigga, B. Like I'll be watching the edits and everything, nigga. This nigga be having me crying.
I'm dead ass. Yo, I'm like if you old like me, before there was Indiana Jones, there was Alan Quartermain and the Mines of Solomon, right? And Alan Quartermain was powered by Mother Africa. Like he drew power from that's part of the myth and all of that, right? So that's what AJ gotta do. You gotta go to Nigeria, go to Lagos, dig a 5-foot hole in the ground, sit in that shit for 5 motherfucking days. When you come out, you'll be ready for Usyk. If you could do that, you could beat Usyk. It's real shit.
You a fucking fool, bro.
I gotta go back to Sawab. Hold up. I gotta go back to Sawab. Right, Sawab. WBA ordered Mick Conlon versus Lee Wood. Mick Conlon versus Lee Wood. Who do you like for the fight?
Man, I got no idea, man. I have no idea, to be honest. I got no idea, man.
I need answers. I need it because look, we know Mick. Mick is Mick got robbed in the Olympics. Let's call a spade a spade. He did. But in spite of that, his pro career is like, you know what I mean? It's like, bro, you was supposed to fight Dog Bay. I ain't forget that shit. I did not forget that shit. Like, you supposed to fight Dog Bay, bro. And I said it then. Yo, if they put him in there with Dog Bay is gonna fuck him up. He not ready for that. All right. So he supposed to fight Lee Wood. I liked how Lee Wood looked. I heard on the punches. I heard that. I'm like, yo, B, I gotta get more UK people in here on that. Let me read this super chat. You guys have Ring IQ making Dragon Ball Z references. It's real shit out here, B. Look, I don't motherfucking like Goku, and I'm gonna just leave it at that. I don't like Goku. We gonna move off of that.
Goku, fuck your bitch.
We're not gonna get off of that. Not so easily.
Nah,
Battle. We're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this. Battle.
Who your favorite? Piccolo?
We're not gonna do this.
His favorite is Vegeta. He's a Vegeta fan. I get it.
Bro.
We get it. We gonna move on.
Battle. You saw the press conference for Stevenson versus Herring, right? You saw the little kid shit.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
All right, well, they had, Shakur was doing his Dennis the Menace shit. He talking shit, he touching the belt just to go in there and think about the motherfucking fight, right? Because he do this shit. He do this shit, like he'll do wild shit at the press wild shit, like reckless shit. So you could get in there and think about the motherfucker. So you could be cerebral during the fight. I'm going to check in with you again. Who do you got for the fight?
I got Jamel.
You got Jamel, for real?
Yeah.
How does he win the fight?
Honestly, I think he wins it by split. No, let me take that back. Actually, I think he wins it on a majority decision. I don't think he knocks Shakur out. Shakur like I said, he's slippery. He's going to tie up. It's not going to be a fight with Jamel. I mean, Shakur is there to be hit. It's going to be more so a fight where I think it's going to be a lot of clinching. It's going to be a lot of, boring parts of the fight where Jamel has to use his strength to his advantage. Now, Shakur Stevenson, he doesn't look all that strong as far as in his fights. Even when I see him against the lower tier guys, he doesn't appear all that strong. So I think Jamel's going to have to use his strength to pull some rabbit out of the hat. I don't think he's not really that type of fighter, but I think that's what that's what going to bring out of him in that fight with Shakur because he wants to
If
win.
it goes to the 12 round, there's going to be a robbery because I think Herring is just too old, and obviously he's a prospect. Stevenson is a prospect.
I don't want to jinx it.
Not a prospect. He won the title at 26. He's not a prospect.
Yeah, but come on, man. Yeah, he won the title, but that's not really.
Chris, like he's not a prospect no more, bro. He had a belt at 126. He's not no motherfucking prospect no more. I'm gonna say this.
Wilder had a belt. He was still a baby, wasn't he? He couldn't fight Klitschko.
Not to me. Not to me.
Not to you. Yeah, but
and
to
also look at it. He beat up Joel Gonzalez a little easier than what Emmanuel Navarrete did to him.
Yeah,
this Navarrete hits harder,
bro. That's styles. That's styles. Like, and I do agree with you 100%. He made it look easy. Shakur did. I dig it, but that really is styles. Like I'm gonna say this. I'm with Sawab. If it's close enough to give it to Shakur, who looked like Marcus Houston and Chris Brown baby. He looked like a mix of them, like a face swap.
Whoa.
I'm lying. Look at him. Look at him, B. Look at him.
I'm looking at the nigga. I hate this nigga.
Look like Marcus Houston.
Bro.
He looked like Marcus Houston. Bad. No. I gotta pass it to Drew. Drew didn't get to chime in on this fight.
Who? Drew Titan?
Yo. So
no fucking. Wait. Now
Jules.
you see the press conference and all the little kids shit that Shakur like to do, right? How does this fight
got
look?
your head?
Right? Because he do little kid shit. How does this fight end up looking? Like, what kind of fight we gonna see this weekend?
I'm just hoping the Marine has some PTSD to Afghan cave and he just fucking puts
Talk
that little
that
twerk
shit
in.
Hey, brother, don't say anything about Afghans. There's an Afghan in the show, yeah?
Bro, Herring's
a motherfucking Marine, and Herring needs to teach this kid a lesson.
I'm just saying they ain't gonna let Herring go in there with a motherfucking Bowie knife. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna come down to the boxing. I think Shakur's in for surprise on how strong Herring's man strike is gonna be. I agree
Shakur's
with
a
that.
Little kid.
I agree with that. That Herring has power. I believe that Herring has power. What I don't believe he's gonna have in this fight is stamina. Nah, I mean, look, Shakur got skills and shit like that, but you got another southpaw in there with you, and southpaws have the same effect on each other because they're both used to fighting orthodox fighters more than they used to fighting southpaws, right? So they're gonna cancel each other.
Orthodox too. That's just what that is.
Nah, because the
ratio.
I
guess all of us are saying that it's gonna go to the final round, to the 12th round. There won't be no knockout.
I mean, Sawab, do you see this shit ending in a knockout? Be real.
No, I don't think so. No, that's why I'm asking that everyone agrees that it's gonna go to the 12th round.
I believe
I can see it like this.
The only way it goes to a knockout if Herring lands some of them shots he landed against Frampton, them uppercuts and shit in the clinch.
And I'm gonna tell you, the uppercut is not a factor in this fight because Frampton is little. He there for the uppercut, because he little. Like if Frampton and Herring stand face to face, Frampton had his in Herring chest because he little. You there for the uppercut. Shakur's not like he not that much littler. Like he a little, but not that much littler than Herring. So the uppercut, I don't think is a factor. I don't think it's a factor. I think he's gonna have to jab at his chest because his head is hard to hit, and I feel like Herring got to be the one to get on the front foot and be aggressive because Shakur not going to. If Shakur didn't want to take it to Nick Thalia, I don't really feel like he's going to take it to Herring.
Let me talk about this fight. My thing is, when I was watching the press conference, the New York came out of me like on some shit like how Jamel Herring is his. Sometimes you can be too polite and too composed, and that can go against you. Because ultimately, but let me finish. Like I said, ultimately is this: you're still a man, and you still have to let motherfuckers know, like, nah, this ain't what you think it is, young nigga. You should have smacked the shit out of him.
Just like what you want.
Nah. I'm gonna tell you why. Look. I'm an old head, right? I'm mad old and shit, right? That energy that was going to release at the press conference, put that shit in a mason jar Take it with you to the fight. That's the energy you gonna need for the fight. Like, nah, I ain't gonna do
All right,
shit
cool.
to you right now. I ain't gonna do shit to you right now. Wait till we get in there. I ain't gonna do shit to you right now.
And I could see this being such an ugly fight. We hear boos.
Wait till we get
Because
in
Shakur
there.
doesn't want to engage.
I'm gonna be honest though. Now we've seen plenty of fights like this where I'm not trying to put them in a category that they're not the type of fighters to go after a certain type of fighter. We've seen Shakur-Herring do it against Lamont Roach. We've seen Shakur do it on very few occasions, but he has done it. The thing is with this fight, it could just end up looking like that fight that we hated. I mean, I didn't hate it as much as y'all did, but apparently y'all hated with Frank Sanchez, and
Nah.
How about
nah.
Caleb versus
because
Caleb?
think about it though.
Truax and Caleb Plant fight. I think we
Think
need
about it,
Paulie
though.
or something like
because
that.
hold on, wait. Everybody, one at a time. I'm gonna tell you why not battle. FA is a 1-2 fighter. God bless him. I love him, but he a 1-2 fighter. I could safely say that Jamel and Shakur, they not basic like that to where they just 1-2 fighters, jab right hand fighters. They not simple like that. So I don't agree with that. I don't. I gotta go to. Hold on, Mark is in the building. I'm gonna go to Mark. Mark got this fight. You seen the little kid hijinks from Shakur. What's this fight gonna look like? I call him Shakur, like a Lord Shakur with a L-U-R. Mark, you seen the shit. What is this fight gonna look like?
It's gonna be the southpaw version of Bartholomew Easter.
You think it's gonna be that bad?
I do. I think it's gonna be very I think it's gonna be very unengaging. Very unengaging.
Oh wow.
I think there's gonna be
said the same thing.
Loads of posturing. If 1 or 2 punches around, a featherweight Fury Klitschko.
Did anyone see Shakur Stevenson's last fight before the one he just had?
That shit was low key. That shit was boring.
It was painful. It was painful.
Was it like against Toka Clary?
Yeah, it was Toka Khan during the pandemic, Jay, and I didn't realize it then, right? Because remember we was in a pandemic, it wasn't no boxing, so I was in the bubble, right? Yeah, I was just happy. I was just happy it was a fucking boxing match on TV that I ain't even realized that shit. That like
to be honest, Jay, most of us kind of forgot that fight a little bit and how bad it was, just because of like the war that Verdejo and Nakatani put on the same card. So we didn't even give a fuck about how boring that fight was, because Nakatani and Verdejo had a fight of the year contender.
Oh, snaps! Yeah, that was on that card.
Yeah, that was on the same card, so we completely forgot about how abysmal Khan Clary fight was because we were just so hyped off of the Verdejo and Nakatani fight.
Oh yeah, that stole the show. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
I want to try something new with the people in the chat. How many of y'all in the chat is Shakur fans? I want to gauge this because it really feel like he the most hated motherfucker. Like motherfuckers don't like him.
I'm a Shakur Stevenson fan.
You like his look? I'm gonna say this because I'm old, right? Battle. The shit he do don't bother me, like the little kid shit, because it's like, bro, he gonna do that, like, and I ain't even mad at him because you supposed to do that. Like, he not supposed to go in there and hug Jamel, like, yo, I really don't want to hit you, but I'm gonna hit you. It ain't supposed to be like that. He supposed to, violate. Like, yeah, you gotta violate.
Yeah, we don't want him doing the AJ shit, man. Giving him his belts and hugging him and kissing babies and shit.
Exactly. Like, but man, let me finish. I'm gonna just say that my problem with Shakur is you violate and then go in there thinking. You feel me? Like you violate, like you want some, like you want. I don't even want to say street shit because he's not no street person. Like, bro, you went to the Olympics, bro. When the fuck was you in the streets? Like, you not no
he's
street
still
person.
From Newark, though.
Let me put it like this.
Come on, he from.
Let me put it like this.
Wait. Let me defunk that shit right now.
I'm from London. I don't go stabbing up people, and I don't carry a knife with me,
I'm gonna just say this. He from Newark the way Alicia Keys is from Harlem. All right, and I ain't never seen Alicia in Harlem. I ain't never seen Alicia.
You never seen Alicia Keys in Harlem?
I never seen Alicia in Harlem, and I've been in Harlem since '82. I never saw her. Fuck out of here, you from Harlem. Where? What block? I never seen you.
I mean, not to mention we all see Shakur. We all see Shakur crying after the Olympics. I remember that.
Spade is here. Spade, wait. Let me ask another Harlemite. Spade, have you ever seen Alicia in Harlem? That's a no. That's a no. He ain't see her.
Let me put it like this, right? Okay, so like I'm trying to put a like a stamp on it. Like, okay, how old is what's the name? The heavyweight, the guy you guys said is supposed to be a fourth, the prospect.
Frank Sanchez?
No, the other guy, the Hergovich, not Hergovich.
Hergovich is like 28, 29. I've been 28, 29.
Okay, let's put it like this, right? When it comes to this age, this era of prospects that are like, let's say 23 and below,
there's not many of them, bro.
Huh?
There's not many of them, bro.
Well, okay. Well, at least when Shakur Stevenson was coming up, I seen him as improving more than most prospects I had seen at the time. I saw Devin Haney fight. Don't get me wrong, he has improved, but I've seen like Shakur like put more of a stamp on it, right? But at the same time, I still had to realize, he's only doing this against certain type of opponents. The thing is with Jamel, I had to look at it and say, like, this guy is longer, stronger, and much bigger than Shakur. So this is kind of that fight where how good is he going to look if Jamel just doesn't walk straight at him? You get what I'm saying? So it's like, because it's two guys that's just not going to just put themselves in a position just to get countered or put themselves in a position where they're just going to follow the guy around. That's why I saw this fight as being potentially boring, because I don't think Jamel's going to easily fall for that. He's more prone to falling than Shakur will, but I don't think he's going to easily fall into it like most other fighters will.
Let me take it to Mark. Mark, is the gas tank an issue for anybody?
The gas tank in this fight?
Yeah. For
because neither of these guys are high output fighters.
That's true.
Fellas. Sorry, I had bad connection. Actually, Julius, I'm from Brooklyn. Used to hang out in Harlem a lot, and I lived in Jersey. And I know Shakur actually because I was an amateur boxer. I was an amateur boxer and Shakur was a lot younger than me, but I know Shakur.
I'm gonna say this. I gotta ask you. Have you ever seen Alicia Keys in Harlem? Because I haven't.
Never. As a matter of fact, I question whether she is from Harlem because every major artist from Harlem, like I used to hang out in Harlem, I seen in Harlem at one point, and I've never seen her. I didn't even know she was from Harlem, honestly, until you said it.
That's what I mean. Like that's what I mean. Like I seen Jim. I seen Jewels. I seen fucking Max B and Ken. These is people that you see in Harlem. I never saw her in Harlem. Where? Like where? When?
Yo, that's weird though. That's weird, bro. I seen her in Dublin.
Well, she probably from to me, she's more from Dublin than she don't even sound like she from Harlem. Like, what part of Harlem you from? Like, nah, you from fucking Albany. You from Albany.
I'm gonna say something though. Like, you ever heard of a YouTube channel called Uma Fight Camp?
Nah.
Well, the guy who runs the channel, his name is Safe, and he's like a hardcore Newark area guy. He's living in New York his whole life, and he said that he used to mentor the young students at the gym that he used to train at. Shakur Stevenson was there like the whole time. So he said, he said he's seen Shakur Stevenson for years. So that's kind of the reason he represents him.
Look. All right, let me help you understand, right? You can have a guy. Let's say you got a guy that live on Riverside, right? You live on Riverside. That don't mean you be outside. You know what I mean? That don't mean you be at Caporal and Kennedy's just because you live there. Now, what I'm saying is, the kid from Newark. I'm not saying that he not. I'm saying you ain't in Newark blowing motherfuckers noodles out their head, right? Nah, you not like that. You an Olympian. You an athlete. You a sports guy. I ain't knocking that. But you a sports guy.
I see what you're saying.
What about the time you remember the time he jumped the people on camera?
Because he had a fight at a gas station. Hold on, because he had a fight at a gas station. He Nino Brown? Nicky Barnes? Because he had a fight at a gas station?
I mean, because like, did you guys see the Blood, Sweat, and Tears documentary episodes?
Nah.
Okay. I checked those out, and it seems to me like Shakur is maybe like he's trying to put on like some front, like he is what he ain't. Because I saw him crying after the Olympics. That still is fresh in my mind.
Let me chime in on this because I fought most of my amateur career in Newark, and I fought on the same card as Shakur a couple times because I used to spar a couple of his cousins. Shakur has always been a kid that's been around some dudes, but he never let him hang around
But
tough dudes.
that's what I mean. Wait. That's what I mean, Spade. That's what I mean. They're like, he ain't out
I
here.
know his grandfather.
That's what I mean. He not out here flipping birds and shit like that, right? Like, nah, you an Olympian, bro. You spent most of your childhood training for the Olympics and all of that. And your early 20s. You in your early 20s right now. And you got a deal to fight on TV. You ain't fucking... He ain't like you. Y'all remember F. Tendulkar? Y'all remember F. Tendulkar?
Let me say something.
Wait. Y'all remember F. Tendulkar, right? The Georgian crime dude? That's
Right,
a crime
right.
dude, B. That's a
Who
crime
beat up
dude.
Antoine Douglas?
Action Douglas, B. He fucked Action Douglas up with the...
Oh, you talking about the Georgian enforcer that got like 7 years?
Who just rolled over?
I'm actually
who I might
driving
add.
on my way to
Yo, Spade, I gotta be honest with you, bro. Your signal was mad bad, dog. Like it's fucking my brain up.
let me exit out and come back in.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, man, your signal's like Tank Davis's arms compared to Rolly Romero's dick.
All right, now I lost my train of thought. That was like putting your phone in a microwave. Like that shit was literally.
Shakur Stevenson is not as hard as he portrays
himself.
I'm just saying that he not a street dude. Like that's all I'm.
Jay,
like, no
let me just say
Yeah,
something.
to me, it looks like he's putting on like some front. He's putting on a front.
Here in London, everybody listens to drill and everybody listens to rap. Now, every little kid that I see, 12, 13-year-old, are wearing hoodie, they're bellied up and they got their hands in their trousers, acting like this is the new generation. So this just shows Julius, you're an old fucker. This is the new kid. That's how it is. People act like they're tough, but they ain't. So
but see, it's like look, right? It was always a dividing line between street people and people that live on a block, and it's not different today. Like, yeah, you from where you from? I'm not saying you not, but the shit that you be doing is like you trying to be like a street person, and then you get in there and you fight a cerebral fight. I'm like, bro, don't do all that shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like you from the neighborhood, but you're not from the neighborhood.
Yeah,
you got no credibility in the neighborhood. Oh, that's that little motherfucker.
Where's Jamel from? Where Herring from?
He's from Long Island.
Herring don't conduct himself like that.
But Herring is a grown ass. Like, look, man.
Herring conducts himself like a civilized adult.
Listen, no, what I'm saying is he's from a rough place, yeah. This kid's trying to act. No, hold up. This kid's trying to act tough, rough, all this shit, Shakur, right? I don't care if you've been on the street. That dude, how many lives has he actually possibly taken? Listen, you want to think about that for a second, though.
Yeah, how many things has he experienced?
Bro,
he's seen shit Shakur don't even know, dude.
I got the foul on Jamel. He Jason Bourne, but from Long Island. I got the foul on him. I had my CIA friends send me the shit. Like, yo, what's the foul on Jamel?
G shit though. G shit. That nigga, he really that, bro. Like
he Jason
Jamel about that life. Jamel about that life.
But the
Jamel was out. Jamel was out in the most.
Nah, but I mean,
not a soft ass place at all.
But bro, come on, compare it to Afghanistan war torn, bro. Get the.
Nah, like I'm gonna tell y'all, look, real shit, G shit. Newark is wild. It always been wild. Newark has always been wild. Like, period. Like, yeah, it's wild out there. And Jersey.
Yeah, because the Taliban is chill as fuck, you know.
No. But it's like it's wild. Like it's wild. It's wild. Like the Bronx is wild. Like if you know the Bronx is wild and Newark is wild.
J-Lo from the Bronx.
Yeah, but she not really. She not like,
Yo,
like yeah, you.
Julius.
It goes back to that thing. Remember, Jules, when Canelo was laughing at Plant telling his sob story, like, bro, like I'm from the turf, you from like America.
That's what I mean. And like
come on,
all that motherfucking, like, you know what irritate me? The saying that really irritate me. I got it from the mud. So fucking what? If you really from the mud, you know we don't give a shit. None of us. You got it from you and who else, motherfucker? Like nobody care about.
Yo,
that
Julius.
I got it from the mud.
Real quick, him and Kevin Kelly look like they're on the same block. They're from the same block, bro. I need them to take a DNA test.
Like I said, Shakur looked like Marcus Houston and Chris Brown had a baby.
Wow.
Marcus
I'm
Houston.
not
Yo, that's
playing.
true, bro.
I'm not
But
playing.
I'm gonna say this.
But that
the
isn't
only
foreshadowing.
hard-
I don't think Harry's gonna get knocked out this Saturday. I'm just
I
saying
think the only hardcore
I don't
person.
think so.
He really do look like Kelly though. Like it's scary, like on some like Jay-Z
He
time
do kind of look
machine
like Kevin
shit.
Kelly, yeah.
He
Kevin
do
Kelly
like
versus Chris Brown and Marcus Houston. Clone brother. I don't know.
something going on out here. All I know is don't nobody look like me. Don't fucking say I look like Giovanni Santiago.
Bro, you look. Hold up. I got
Bro, you
something.
look like Andy Lee, bro.
I do look like Andy.
You
Lee.
could pat Jules. You look like the lead singer from Color Me Bad though when he had his
I
face.
wanna sex you up, TikTok. You don't stop. It's that shit. Listen, man. So we got the Shakur-Herring shit out the way, right? I didn't ask Mark about the Mikey Garcia shit. Mikey is talking about getting right back out there. The question is, who is going to pay him to get back out there?
No one.
Somebody.
Depends how much money he's looking for, right?
Yo, Julius, pull up my pick, bro.
Fuck you, yo. Fuck you, Battle. Fuck you, Battle. Fuck that shit.
Just like 5 seconds.
Hold on. How do I look like him, bro? Where? Where do I look like him?
Bro, you have got to be joking.
That dude look like a pterodactyl. He look like I don't look like a pterodactyl, man. Come on, man. That dude look like a pterodactyl. Mark,
Nah, bro.
Mark.
I'll put up a picture. This is who Julius looks like, bro. Straight up.
I swear, if he pulls out Andy,
no, wait. Where you see?
Let me see. Is that you, Mark? Let me see. Is that Mark? All right, let me see.
I'm on Marvel.
I don't look like that. That's me,
bro. Come on, he looks more like Giovanni.
No, hold on, Julius. Do the same post. Julius.
Hold on, let me try to do the same shit. That's me, bro. I'm Andy Lee, bro.
He's a Dominican Andy Lee, bro.
I'm Andy Lee, bro. I'm the WBO middleweight champion. Billy fucked me up, B. But other than that, I was rocking, B. I'm Andy. Let me pull that up again. Fucking Andy Lee, bro.
Julius,
he look like him, bro. He do look like him.
Okay, now pull up the Giovanni pick right after that.
Bro, I don't look like this dude, bro. Like you wailing, bro. That dude, I don't look like that, bro. Bro, that dude.
I'm looking at the comment section, see what they say.
Bro, I don't look like that.
But put a 1 in the chat if he looks like Andy Lee, and put a 2 in the chat if he looks like Giovanni.
Bro, I don't fucking look like.
No, bro, he looked like he looked like Andy Lee learned how to cut hair.
Listen, man, I look like Andy motherfucking. I'm flying fresh, B. Andy motherfucking Lee. Cartel time, B. Ireland. Holla at me. Andy Lee out here, B. Yo, I really look like
Julius,
Andy Lee.
Did you watch Gervonta Tank Davis press conference against Rolly? What do you think?
I watched that shit. This motherfucker came out there with a pair of New Balances and a fur coat. I'm like, yo, did y'all see this motherfucking sneakers, B? Like, nah, Rolly shit, bro. He looked like he came out there with some Sauconys or some shit. Like, bro, what is that? Like, I was like, yo, it is what it is, right? But look,
I missed it. Was the press? Was it funny at least?
It's not really. I mean, it's more like, look, you can't sweet science that fight because motherfuckers know what Rolly been looking like dead ass, like not even on no
garbage.
Shit.
He garbage juice.
Exactly. So you can't sit here and break down like, yeah, this is what he gonna do, yo. He gonna lead foot to foot. Like, man, motherfucker ain't gonna sit here and do that with Rolly and Tank. The hope is that he just get hit with some dumb shit. That's the hope.
Hey, imagine you growing up, and where's Rolly from?
And he from Spain?
He from Vegas.
Vegas, right?
Yeah.
He from Vegas.
Imagine you growing up on the streets in of Vegas, right? And your parents named you Rolly. Like,
they named him Rolando after his dad.
His name is Doobie, bro. Doobie. Doobie Doobie Doo, Scooby Dooby Doo.
I get. Jay.
Why do you give so much attention to these useless fights that we know? I don't know. We end up talking about it, giving each other a headache, and just laughing. Either we laughing at it, or I don't know.
No, we laughing. Not really. Attention? So why we laughing at the shit? Because at the end of the day, cool. I can ask everybody on this panel: are you gonna buy that fucking fight? And I bet you 95% of the panelists is going to say no. Battle will fuck around and buy the shit. I ain't even
I
gonna
will
lie.
say this. Can I say something?
Man,
Can I,
Battle
wait,
is the LDBC brother, man. He loves the PBC.
Wait, can I say something right quick? I think it's
Y'all gonna
honestly,
stop it. Y'all gonna
it's
stop it right now.
honestly, I think it might be worth buying just because it's almost worth the paying the money to see if either one of them possibly get knocked out.
I mean, maybe, but is the chance good enough for your money? Now, there's a fight I do want to talk about: Anthony Yarde versus Lyndon Arthur 2.
Why are we getting a rematch?
Fight.
Hold on. Now, I'm not. Wait. Let me set the stage.
Yeah.
I do agree with that question because that's how I felt. That is how I felt up until recently. That Lyndon should not have to fight Anthony again because to me it was a decisive victory. To me,
He won that fight with a jab.
He won that fight with a jab, bro. Just a jab. But regardless of that, Frank is putting it on. I'm gonna start with Sawab, and I'm gonna take it to Mark. Sawab, who gonna win this fight?
So once again, he's gonna win again, isn't he?
You think Lyndon got it to do it again?
Lyndon Arthur is gonna win again because I don't see Anthony Yarde. I don't know. I don't see that passion in it anymore. It's just being cheerleaded on once again. And the thing is, the only reason why he's having a rematch is because they what's his name, man? This Fisher. He thought he was going to be something big. Yeah, he thought he was going to be something big like AJ, and you know what I mean. Everybody wanted to be AJ, and he thought he had his big boy coming up. But obviously, it's loss after loss. I don't know. Probably just trying to bring his career back up now. Obviously, the fight was meant to happen in Manchester, but now it's going to happen in East London in his back door.
All right, I got a question for Mark. First question is a two-part question. Mark, have you seen Cyborg with Jean-Claude Van Damme?
I have.
Does Anthony Yarde look like the guy in Cyborg?
A bit, yeah.
A little bit, right? All right, now let's stop fucking around. Who's gonna win this fight? Because this is a different Anthony to me. Is this a different
Revenge KO9?
That's how I had. I was going there, Mark. I wanted to go there. I'm mad you went there, but I'm going with revenge. I'm not going with repeat. I was initially going with repeat.
Remember, Jay, you put this question up on Twitter about 6-8 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
Maybe 6-8 weeks ago. Me, Lennox, Beats, we were all tagged in it. I think all of us said revenge.
Revenge.
All.
Revenge.
Why do you think it's going to be a revenge? Can I have one reason for it? What's so different that we see in Anthony now that we didn't see in the first fight?
Listen, Sawab. He before anybody, right? He told Tunde, man, shut the fuck up, bro. It's different now, B.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did, B.
Yeah, he did. He told him to shut his ass up, bro.
Told his ass to shut up, B. He is not having it.
Was that the presser? Was that the press conference?
That was at the presser, bro.
Okay.
Tunde was trying to talk mad shit. Anthony's like, you shut the fuck up. I'm here to whoop ass, bro. Like, he looks different. And it's not just that. Like, it's not just about how he looks different, right? It's also about how that fight went. Lyndon didn't really do much to win it. Lyndon can't really change a whole lot. Anthony can't. Anthony didn't let us.
He fought with one arm.
Yeah, apparently. That shit turned out to be bullshit.
So
you ever see any receipt on that? You ever see any receipt on that other than them saying it?
I got a question. Was the
Did
right?
you see any receipt on Wilder's surgeries?
I didn't see nothing about a medical report that confirmed that his right hand was fucked up. I didn't see that. Now with Wilder, they did come out and say that it wasn't his hand, it was his knuckle. His knuckle was broken after the fight. And after the second fight, they did say he suffered an injury to his bicep or some bullshit after the second Fury fight. Whereas with Lyndon, I never saw nothing that says, yeah, yo, he went to the doctor and his hand was fucked up. I never saw nothing.
Me neither. I never seen anything.
That makes it look worse. Think about it. If you got outboxed with one hand, come on, bro. Like,
I mean, he didn't really use his right in the fight.
Yeah, but did he need to? Think about it. He controlled Anthony Yarde, the bigger puncher, the bigger man, with the jab. I understand.
Here's the thing.
I like both fighters. I'm torn, but I think Lyndon Arthur has a chance to repeat again.
Here's the thing. Anthony waited until the very last round to throw a fucking punch. The second he did, he had him hurt. The second he did, he
I
had him.
saw that. I saw that.
He didn't do a damn thing the whole fight. Throws one fucking punch, hurts dude. That dude got pieced up in his last fight as well, Linden did for a few rounds. He was getting beat by an absolute can. He was getting beat up in there. Absolutely beaten up. He ain't it. He ain't it. He's gonna get stopped.
I got a different question. I got a different question right now. Look, we know about the legendary Capricorns that are out there. We know about Alexander Usyk. We know about Maris Breedis. We know about Shotgun Shannon, Ali, Frazier Foreman. Why don't people think of Sonny Edwards as that kind of Capricorn? I'm gonna take it to Drew.
End the stream now. End the fucking stream right the fuck now. Don't ever say that shit again.
I think your Capricorn bias, Jules, will not allow anybody else to take any more Capricorn serious.
I'm dead ass. Like nobody realizes, yo, Sonny is Team Capricorn, bro, and he put on a look. We could say that it wasn't entertaining like that, but like, yo, he really outclassed Mithelane B, and I don't really think he get enough props for because everybody thought he was gonna get his ass beat. Mark, why don't people think of Sonny in that spectrum?
Because the large populace of boxing fans tends not to think about what somebody's astrological star sign is when they tend to rate their capabilities. That's a Julius thing.
This motherfucker gonna really answer the question with a real answer. Only Mark gonna give a shit a real motherfucking answer. Give me a real answer. I didn't want a real answer. I wanted a bullshit answer.
Oh, why don't they beat? I don't know. He's got buck teeth,
and he's losing his hair. I say this because Sonny and Lyndon Arthur just so happen to be best friends, and I feel like a dark cloud is forming above them. I feel this, and that part I'm not playing. Like I feel like Lyndon about to lose that, and Sonny, the bell tolls for thee. It tolls for thee. You may be a Capricorn, but you ain't got the magic, bro. You don't. I don't feel there's the magic.
Hey, Julie, you seen Prison Break?
Yeah, I seen a couple of episodes of the first season and a couple of episodes of the last season.
Oh, what? My God. I'm trying to figure out what he play off of. What's the guy? Oh my God!
He looked like that South guy that been in the jail forever. The South guy that he talks slack there.
With Teabag?
No, not Teabag. I'm talking about the other one who what's his name? Oh my God, I forget his name. The black dude, the bald-headed black dude.
Yo, you know what I just realized?
Who's that guy?
Lyndon Arthur could play Sticky Fingers in a biopic. They just need to give him a caca.
Man, whatever. He way too big.
Jules, I want to ask this to you in the panel.
All right.
When do you see the WBC and White and Fury negotiating? When are they gonna let this little blow over and move on to that?
I don't think
I won't be shocked if the WBC will tell him to fight Wallen again.
Wait. I think they're gonna franchise Fury, bro. I honestly believe they're gonna franchise Fury. They franchised they franchised Estrada and motherfuckers didn't even notice, but they franchised them. Saw got the belt, not Estrada, and I think they're gonna franchise Fury.
Listen, I'm happy. They
offered World the franchise, bro. They offered World the franchise, and he turned that shit down. Fury and Bob ain't gonna turn that down because it means they can pick and choose who they want.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Let them have it. Let them have the franchise, but then Dillian is gonna get that real belt, and he's gonna fight for the undisputed, and AJ is gonna win against Usyk, and my dream will come true, and it's gonna be AJ versus White for undisputed.
So Wob, you still need the Ring magazine, bro. You still need that.
Like, because Josh Taylor's got that.
You're gonna have a whole load of people saying, "Well, Fury is the legitimate champ, whether the title is elevated or not." With the WBC,
we still got people saying that Teofimo Lopez is still the road champ and Devin Haney is not.
Nah, I mean, real shit.
We're gonna see the ones that are
They're slightly different scenarios.
Hey, bro, Ray, you should see the discussions that, like, I never forget. It was like month-long discussions of people talking about, hey, bro, if you look on the website, it clearly says Devin Haney is the WBC champ. They was like, no, you gotta call the people. And I'm like, what?
Listen. Like, I'm gonna really call Venezuela to talk to Gilberto. Is Teofimo really like? I got another thing I want to add though. Who remember CNC Music Factory? It's just a
Yep, Severus and Cole.
Bruh, tell me
That's
Anthony.
that's Mark. That's
Marky Mark.
Mark
Marky
Webber.
Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
Marky
right, right.
Mark.
CNC Music Factory is the other shit. I got the
Good,
power.
good vibrations.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
got
Marky.
to
No. That's Everybody Dance Now. CNC.
Right.
Every
Right. So I'm confusing Anthony Yarde with one of them cats because I just realized that he looked just like that dude, B, the dude that
he
was
looked like
breaking.
Freedom Williams.
Yeah, B. Like,
Wow. Yo,
I
what is
swear that
wrong
Julius has
with you,
dementia or
bro?
something, man. He's
I
jumping
do
from
Yeah,
have.
you
topic
look.
to
I can't
topic.
think of a celebrity that looks
All right,
just
hold
like
on.
Anthony Yarde.
Everybody chill. I got a question for Lennox. Lennox.
Yeah, what's going on?
All right.
Yep.
Now, wait, I got a question. Is Anthony Joshua going to Joey? Because I need him to go to Joey.
I mean, that's a possibility. The tour's still going on.
I need him to go to Joey
The
because
tour's
I believe in Joey. Like, I'm not even fucking around. Like, Joey is the guy to me. Joey is the guy to go to. Joey knows what to do. He's been here before. Joey knows what to do. Robert Garcia is experimenting with heavyweights. He just got his first heavyweight. You know what I mean?
Lennox. That's not what he wanted to ask you. What he really wanted to ask you was, have you ever seen Queen Latifah in Harlem?
Nah, real shit. I got a question for Lennox. No, I do got a question for Lennox. Have you ever seen Alicia Keys in Harlem? Because I haven't.
Alicia Keys?
I haven't. Like, you from Harlem.
No.
When were you in Harlem?
no,
When?
actually, not from Hotel 2005.
Yo, Julius, you ever see Dame Grease in Harlem?
See who?
Dame Grease.
Talking about Dame Dash?
Yeah,
Dame Grease.
I've actually seen Dame Grease.
I ain't seen him. I don't know who yo, keep it real with you. I don't even know who the fuck that is, B.
Dame Grease produced for DMX.
I don't know that person, B. I ain't even going front. I don't know who that is, B. I don't know who the fuck that is. Either Lennox or Vladimir or AJ, maybe even Manny. Nah, not Manny Robles. I like Manny as a trainer, but I don't think so. I think Joey Gamache is the guy for the job because he was just here last year when it came to Lomachenko. You talking about a gold medalist who's a southpaw that has good feet? That's Usyk. AJ needs Gamache. If it ain't Gamache, then go to McGirt. If it ain't McGirt, then go to Salas. But the guys he going to, honestly, like, yo, you trying to lose going to these guys.
The other thing, Julius, the other option would be Mark Ramsey, bro.
I got a question.
Ramsey.
I got a question.
Yeah, Lennox. Go ahead.
Where the idea that just because my man's in gyms with certain trainers that he's shopping? Like, where'd the concept come from? My man might just be, he trains when he's out here. Obviously, you do know there's links to the first two trainers he went to. Them man trained 258 fighters. Not sure what he was doing with Ronnie Shields, but I think he's a bit smarter. And let's just point out that Joby Clayton is in Vegas.
So you don't think he's in the market for a trainer? You think that he just?
I think. Well, first of all, I think there's obviously everything's a chess move. There's misdirection. So whoever ends up being, it's not going to be these men that's using these things as PR opportunities.
All right, I'm gonna take it a little left, or at least not really left. But I never asked the panel about this because we've talked about a lot of these other guys to some capacity. Why do people think that Ronnie Shields is a good trainer? Where does that? I'm being but everybody chill, like shit, one at a time.
Let me go first.
I'm gonna start with Chris. All right, Chris, why do people think Ronnie Shields is a good trainer?
We also got to understand this with Ronnie Shields. Ronnie Shields was an elite level fighter, a very good amateur, and a very good pro. So there's a lot of experience there. There's a lot of knowledge that he can impart to people. And also, he's trained a lot of fighters. Sure, has he gotten those fighters at different levels of different parts of their career? Yes. But yeah, this guy, there's the reason why guys keep coming to him. He's not that bad of a trainer. You also got to remember the athlete has to want to be disciplined and want to do what is necessary and required from him. But
Aight.
I understand what you're saying.
I'm gonna be honest. I can tell you.
Tell me where it comes from, because I'm not seeing it, bro.
Okay, so of course, what is that?
I don't know.
But okay, so basically, I don't know about y'all, but I noticed it. Yes, I'm not as old as you guys. I wasn't born in the '80s and the '90s. But considering that he trained with the people like Tyson and Evander Holyfield, there was a lot of Texas trainer that was coming up that people was like, "Yo, these people know how to train their fighters, right?"
Mm-hmm.
So with the promotion that was going into him with the Charlo brothers and also Lara being inside their gym, it was more than enough to put him in that stardom area to where they say, "Yo, this guy is somebody you should be looking out for." To when what's his name? To when Jamel actually left him and then became
Mm-hmm.
slugging, a lot of people was like, you fight more exciting, but I see more flaws in your game that I didn't see with Ronnie Shields. You get what I'm saying? So it's almost like,
all right, but Battle, is it or is it not a fact that Jermel has gone on to do things that Jamal has not done since he left Ronnie Shields?
why you got to do that? But
I have to do. I have to, because that's the facts.
Hey, oh, listen, yeah, and a little known thing that people keep overlooking when them man keep mentioning Tyson and Holyfield. You know, he trained them man for one fight that they lost, right?
Exactly. He trained them toward the tail end of their career. B, like, it ain't like he was with them from the get. Like, yeah, I made Holyfield.
yeah, it's a lot of
And
trainers
it's
that
not
don't
it's
get.
not about when he trained him. He trained him for exactly one fight that them man got battered in. Let's be clear.
That goes into the whole promotional thing. So I train with these old fighters. That's kind of my deal now. That's kind of how most fighters work. You know, that's the same thing with what's homeboy, the older trainer. You remember the guy who died, Lou Duva?
Yeah, I remember Lou Duva.
Yeah. So like Lou Duva, for the most part, he wasn't a trainer he wasn't a trainer for like a long period of time until like people like Holyfield and like Mildred Taylor. That wasn't really his deal. So it's the same thing.
All right, I'm gonna take it to Mark. Mark, why do people think Ronnie Shields is a good trainer?
Name association. They just associate his name to Holyfield. Mike, they associate his name with Tua. Even more recently, even Rigo. People will look at these fighters as being good fighters, but not realizing what type of success or the fact that he was at the front end of a lot of the losses with those guys. They'll even associate him to some extent with Van, is right at the tail end. Come on, man. He's what I call a scrap pile trainer. He takes fighters who are towards the end, or they're not in the best of their conditions, and they have momentary success but more failure more often than not. They tend not to go forward, and people just use name recognition. That's kind of how a lot of people do things, right? People will bring up like a fighter beating a certain. Don't forget, Julius, you and I, we were around when Wilder was on the come up as a champion, right? And his fans would talk about how Leahovic was a former world champion, right? Do you know what I mean? Without any context or anything like that. Oh, we beat a former world champion. And that's like recognition. It's kind of how the sport's run. When you see prospects being built up or whatever, they'll bring in older guys who are faded, like former world title contender Kevin Johnson, right? No context needed.
I'm gonna take the question to Lennox. Lennox, is Pedro Diaz a better trainer than Ronnie Shields?
100%. 100 bloody %.
Now, this is what I want you to do for me, Lennox. Don't bring up Salas, right? Forget Salas, because we all know Salas is Salas, right? He's Salas.
He's God.
He's God, basically. Like, yes, he's God. I'm sorry, but he is.
He's the best trainer in the world right now.
No Anatoly Lomachenkos. You know, not those guys.
God is Eddie French, okay?
Then God is
right
dead.
now, bro. Right now. We're talking about people who aren't at the pearly gates.
Lennox, give me 3 trainers that are not star trainers that you, in your opinion, feel are better than Ronnie Shields, that don't get the press that Ronnie Shields gets.
I'm going to start with Joey Gamach.
Mm-hmm.
God, what's this? That's a tough thing because a lot of these men, Pedro Diaz.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these men, I really can't say much for, if I'm honest. Like
Linux,
Joey,
we know you're gonna pick Adam Booth. We get
Oh,
it.
he's gonna pick Abel Sanchez. He's gonna pick Abel Sanchez and Virgil Hunter.
yeah, no.
Now, to be fair, like I know it's easy to rag on Sanchez, but I don't think he's as bad as of a trainer as people say he is. He just had a really disgusting year with the his fighters. He had a really disgusting year.
I agree with that because he helped get Gassiev to 2 world titles, and I think that flies under the radar. Gassiev don't come from a deep amateur background. He don't, and he helped get him to to being. He's not with him anymore, to my knowledge. I don't think.
And out of the guy, he didn't really teach Gennady anything, honestly. Like
That's true. That's not. We can't say that because he spent a lot of time.
I heavily doubt it. Like if you look, even if when you just decide to take away some of the fame that he was getting with HBO and looked at his earlier training with Gennady Golovkin, it seemed like the same thing. Like this guy's just holding the mitts the exact same way. Like I'm like, dude, what are you really teaching him? This guy knows what he's already doing. So, like I said, like I don't think he really made anything with Triple G. He was already a semi-complete fighter when he got to him.
All right, I'm gonna go to Mark. Me and Mark talked yesterday, and we were talking about some shit with Ring Magazine. Mark, you spearhead this shit. You tell everybody what you think is going on.
Well, if anybody's been paying attention to Twitter like Jay has, they'll notice that Ring Magazine have been like really, and predominantly the editor-in-chief, Dougie Fisher, have been shitting all over the titles, the sanctioning bodies, and exclaiming that all of those titles are essentially fake, and that the Ring Magazine title is the only real title. It's led to a lot of people speculating that Ring Magazine, because of paper ain't really selling like it used to, maybe looking to move into being, and believe it or not, a possibility is that there's rumors going around that they may be looking to become an actual sanctioning body themselves. They would effectively be the oldest of all of them because they've been around since 1922 is when the title first went into circulation, so just about a century, which would be next year, marking 100 years of what they would probably refer to as the man, as the way of doing it, that the man was always associated with Ring Magazine through every division, that they are launching a possible sanctioning body. Now, the way I look at it is I think it's fairly hypocritical for a guy to be walking around attacking and constantly going after things that don't have the same privilege that you do. And when I say privilege, take a look at Ring Magazine. They're able to include the champion in their rankings of all of the other sanctioning bodies, whereas those sanctioning bodies can't do that. The second they do, their rankings get obscured by 4 champions straight off the bat. So when they do that, unless there's unifications between them, they'll need to be recognized, which isn't going to happen. They need to kind of accept that, no matter how much fans want to push for it, which is what they're trying to do. They're trying to manipulate the fans into it. They're not showing credibility all across the board if you look at their rankings, i.e. how they'll shit on specific sanctioning bodies. Now, without the WBO, right, we wouldn't have a world champion right now like Kazuto Ioka, who's 17-2 in world title fights. But we will have the possibility of Dougie Fisher putting the Ring Magazine title on the line with Emmanuel Rodriguez in a fight, even though the consensus number 2 in the division at the time wasn't Emmanuel Rodriguez, it was Alana Aitati, who was still in the tournament and hadn't gotten injured yet, but they put it as 3 versus 1 instead of waiting until the final for number 1 versus number 2. They don't show overall credibility throughout the rankings. Julius will touch on that in a second with his opinions with like Golovkin and stuff like that. But there is one thing that I would like to say is they talk about how they're consistent, pay attention to all the divisions more than any of the other sanctioning bodies, right? Now pay attention to February 8th, 2020. 3 fighters all fought on the same day. A champion at flyweight, a champion at minimum weight, and a champion at featherweight. They removed the champion at featherweight, which was Gary Russell from the Ring Magazine's top 10 at featherweight. Wilfredo Mendez 105 champion with the WBO, maintained his ranking, even though he hadn't fought since. And the same thing with Artem Dolakian, the WBA super flyweight champion, or WBA champion anyway. I don't know if he's regular or super, but he's the only WBA champion, so he's the recognized champion by the WBA at 112. They don't show consistency. They're trying to overhaul everything as though they are the main beacon of truth, when in all reality, it's just a bunch of fucking nerds who don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Let me jump in. This is my problem with Dougie, right? Dougie was one of Gennady Golovkin's biggest fucking fanboys. Still is, right? But now you're running around telling everybody Ring Magazine champion equals real champion. That didn't stop you from I don't want to be disrespectful, so let me not do that. But I'm gonna say that didn't stop you from viewing Gennady as a real champion.
You from New York? Be disrespectful.
Go ahead, bro. He had Gennady Golovkin on the list after he lost to Canelo, bro. Come on, man. This dude is.
Let me do this, please. Let me do this diplomacy. Let me do this, right? Because it's not about being disrespectful. But what gets me is that they'll act like they doing something different over there, and y'all ain't doing shit different over there. Look, y'all told Anthony Joshua that he can't fight for the Ring Magazine title against Parker because it was number 1 and number 3. So you could turn around in the World Boxing Super Series and let motherfucking George Groves and Callum Smith fight, and that was number 1 and number 7. That was number 1 and number 7.
At the time of the fight, that's a fact. Yes.
It's like all right, and let's get to the Gennady Golovkin shit, which always chaps my ass, all right? The dude had a Reggie belt. He had a Reggie belt. Y'all count his defenses of a Reggie belt. Right?
More than Bernard Hopkins.
More than Bernard Hopkins. Like, come on with this bullshit.
But here's the thing, Jay. And now they'll turn around and tell you, right? If they were being consistent, they'd be saying Tank's baby belt does count. Like he'd be a 5-time champion. But they're saying baby belts don't mean shit.
Then why did Golovkin's mean some shit? Why did his?
It's interesting.
You know what I mean?
Didn't they give him the ring title?
Thank you, Jay. He didn't beat the man to beat a man. Y'all literally gave it to him because y'all fucking felt like it. Y'all gave it to him. I never wait.
Golovkin never held the ring.
No, after the first Canelo Alvarez fight, between the first fight and the second fight, they gave it to him because he was complaining that they kept the title away from him. And instead of abiding by their own rules that you have to win it in the ring, bro, it got to be number 1 and number 2, and you got to win it in the ring. Because y'all felt, like many people felt at the time, that Gennady deserved the W, you gave it to him. And it is in that moment that, for me, you lost all credibility. Bro, I want Chocolatito on my pound-for-pound list. I feel he beat Estrada, but I got to stick to the motherfucking rules, B.
Right.
The W. He don't have it.
When did you see Gonzalez ever appear on that list after he lost to Cisa Kid? He never showed back up. He never showed back up. So that was the. Go ahead.
To me, the Cal Yafai, I'm gonna pass it back to you, Battle. To me, the way he knocked out Khalid Yafai showed me. Nah, he still got it.
He still got it.
Oh yeah,
he still got it. The dude battered him to a pulp. The fight before that, I'll never forget. People were saying he was done because he got knocked out so viciously by Sarif, by Rungvi side. The dude came out knocking out the dude, basically battered the guy. I'll never forget. It was a guy calling the fight, said, "This is terrible. This guy's getting beat to a pulp." With your fight, I never seen a beating that bad put on a guy at this level, because it just wasn't happening that often. But you never see him appear back on that list. Never. You never see him appear back on that list.
Now, I'm going to say this. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, because I advise everybody, do your own list based on what you believe are the year marks of a pound-for-pound fighter. Do your own list. Now, for me, Khalid Yafai was not a champion of circumstance, because it's not like he got the belt and then lost the shit. Nah, he had defenses. He had defenses of that shit. And he got he got the motherfucker.
He was the third longest lasting champion in the sport.
Now, if you got Choco that goes in there and beats the fucking shit out of this guy, what does that tell you? That he's still on the level. Because if he could do that to a guy that got a belt, he's on the level. So for me, that was enough to put him back on the list for me. Ring,
I low key love that fight. By the way, that was a great fight.
great fight. Ring, where's Choco? You got Lomachenko in there, right? Who all he did, look, keep it a bean. He rebounded with Nakatani, but you didn't put Choco when he got the WBA back, but you'll leave Lomachenko in there though, right? Towards the bottom.
Keep the same energy.
Right.
Keep the same
It
energy.
was so stupid. It was so stupid. Okay, like I said, when you see stuff like certain people,
I just got
once
that.
they lose, you no longer see them in the pound for pound list at all. But Triple G can lose. He can stay on the list. Lomachenko can lose. He can stay on the list. And I'll never forget, I've never seen Jared Hurd on the list either.
They don't want to put Charlo on it, but look. I'm gonna say this, right? I had this. I don't want to call it an argument because once again, we're just talking boxing, and there is no need to be disrespectful, even though we have opposing views. But I was talking to Dougie leading up to the Castaño fight, right? And I don't necessarily feel that it's vindicated because hypocrisy is hypocrisy. Charlo beat somebody for them belts. You understand that, right? Gennady Golovkin beat Lemieux, and that's it, bro. That's the champion that he beat for a belt. The WBA, he got elevated to that. A single. The WBA, he got elevated to champ, all right? The WBC, they gave it to him after Canelo let it go, right? Now, that's cool. I understand all of that. But Jermell, he actually beat Rosario, feel me? He actually beat Harrison to get the belt back, and he beat Rosario, right? So he actually went through somebody for what he got. And he's your champion, the Ring Magazine champion. The Ring Magazine title was on the line in the Rosario fight. And you don't recognize him. You won't put him nowhere in there.
How does that make sense?
Let me ask a question to Jay real quick, right? Jed, hypothetical scenario. You've got a pound for pound number one fighter. He fought a dude twice. Official result is he loses twice, right? Now you have another fighter who's not pound for pound, but he's a champion at welterweight. He loses to a prospective talent. Who do you put higher? The dude who beat the pound for pound number one twice, or the dude who beat someone who wasn't in the pound for pound list?
I put the dude who beat the pound for pound twice.
Right. So let's have a look at Ring Magazine in that case scenario. 2017. Right? Chocolatito loses twice to Rungvisai. Errol Spence beats Kell Brook.
Bro,
Errol Spence enters the pound for pound list number 8. Rungvisai enters number 10.
I did an episode.
It makes no sense.
Bro, I did an episode. The issue that Mark is talking about, I did an episode on that because when I read the shit, at that time, I couldn't believe what I was reading. Like, so
it was ridiculous.
You telling me that you putting him in there because of what you think he gonna do? And he been there ever since, Mark. He been there.
Oh yeah, he's been climbing and climbing. Here's what I don't understand. A win over Kell Brook is greater than 2 wins over your pound for pound number one fighter. That's what they're telling people. It's ridiculous.
Make it make sense.
Nobody can. Kell was coming off of an injury as well.
And a weight cut. Like he was
and a weight cut. Like as though it's pound for pound shit, man. I don't understand.
It's so weird, man. Like
I like to know what criteria they use personally.
It's a popularity vote, bro.
That's what I figured.
Always been a popularity contest. Like I'll never forget. Like at one point when I was watching boxing, yeah, I said it. I at one point I thought Ring IQ had the fairer side of the PBC because I was tired of ESPNs, I was tired of Top Ranks, I was tired of Box Rec. I didn't like any of them, right? Eventually, I was saying they have some very, very leaning lists, but it was fair somewhat because I agree that Roman Gonzalez could be there. I agree Sergey Kovalev could be there at one point. I agree Rigo should be there at one point. I agree. What's the name on the list at one point? The Asian dude who fought not so long ago.
Which one?
Not Inoue, the other guy.
Tanaka. I had Tanaka.
Yeah, Tanaka. Yeah, wasn't Tanaka on the list?
No, Tanaka never entered into the top 10 of Ring Magazine.
Now, wait. This is the shit, right? Ring Magazine only recently, because Kazuto Ioka right now, more than likely is in the tail end of his career. More than likely he is. Like I think that he's approaching the end. I don't imagine he's going to be around for years and years and years. I don't. I had Kazuto for at least 3 years on that list. I had Kosei towards the bottom too because Kosei 3-division champion, but some of those titles were vacant. But you telling me that Vasil Lomachenko losing to Teofimo Lopez is more deserving of a rank than a 4-division champion who not but last year busted motherfucking ass on a 3-division
knocked out a 3-division fringe pound for pound on.
All right, that wasn't we gonna fight. That was
not only that, Jay. He became his country's male first ever 4-weight world champion.
Bruh, that wasn't a fight. That was I'm fucking you up like we should not even fight. All right, and that was a 3-division champion. He did that to her, right? And once again, if you go to Ring Magazine's pound for pound list now, Vasyl Lomachenko is there. For what? Nakatani? For what? It don't. Why is Spence there? Spence hasn't fought in a year.
Hey, no. Mark knows me. He knows how much I'm a huge big Burchell fan. Okay. Did you at any point in time believe that Burchell should have made top 10? Because I know there was some people in that list that certainly didn't. Certainly not.
He was cusp. He was
cusp because he was the longest reigning champion. He had like how many defenses he had? Like 5? Jason
yeah, like
Sosa,
6 or something. He fought Francisco Vargas twice. He fought Takashi Miura. He fought
Sosa,
what's the Apiria Peno?
Martinez. He fought. He had like 5. So he was cusp for me, bottom of the top 10. But there was an argument there because it's like, yo, this dude been reigning as a champion.
He had 7 defenses.
Yeah,
7.
like he fucking defend. Yeah, like he had an argument, but it wasn't for my list. It wasn't strong enough because all my lists, every single update is on Instagram, and you always got to compare who you talking about to who's at the bottom. Like for example, who's at the bottom right now? Jermell is at the bottom right now, but that's not a bad thing for Jermell. That's saying that like, yo, look, the guy at number 10 is a unified lineal Ring Magazine champion. So you got to do better than that to get past him. The guy ahead of him is Teofimo. You know, similar situation, undisputed to some, unified to others. But that's how it go. That's saying that Artur cannot get past Jermell. Why? You only be one champion, Bozdik. The IBF was vacant when you got it. You need another belt, and you might need the Ring Magazine. For me to look at you, how I'm looking at Mel, you gonna need the well, he has the Ring Magazine, unless I'm mistaken.
No, he doesn't anymore. They stripped him.
They stripped him, right? Oh,
they stripped him due to inactivity.
There you go.
They stripped who?
Arthur Beterbiev.
Oh, he had it, but they took it away?
Yeah, he had it when he beat Vostok because that was lineal. Because Vostok beat Adonis Stevenson.
You look at MJ Akhmadaliev. And this is why Spence is not on my list, right? This is literally why. Spence, you a unified champion, but you ain't Ring Magazine and you ain't lineal. That's the first thing. You beat 2 world champions. Argument is a little stronger than Artur's. Argument is a little stronger than MJ's because MJ only had to beat Danny Roman for them 2 belts. He didn't beat 2 world champions. You beat 1 guy for 2 belts, whereas Spence beat 2 guys for 2 belts. So I dig it. It's a little stronger, but your argument still looks people think it's weird, or to other people it sounds weird when I say this, but Mel has a better argument. Why? Mel is lineal. Mel is ring. Errol is not. Errol is inactive. He's fought 2 times in 2 years. You telling me he pound for pound?
Yeah, like how is there? How like that makes perfect. Like how?
When was the Sean Porter fight? When was the Sean Porter fight?
Fucking September of 2019.
So he's fought once in the last 2 years. We're in October, bro.
Well, the Danny Garcia fight.
I mean, to be fair, not most people have been fighting as much. So it's. No. Like, okay, let's put it like this: they haven't been fighting as normally as they should have because of COVID reasons.
Canelo fought 4 times.
Yep.
No, of course. But there's a lot of people that have been catching COVID. That's a lot of times. That's a lot of the reasons these fights have been postponed.
Just stick to the guys on the list because this is how I do it. Stick to the guys that's on the list. Let's start with Canelo. Did Canelo fight during COVID? Yes.
He did.
Did Crawford fight during COVID?
Yep.
He did.
Did Usyk fight during COVID?
Yep.
Right. He did.
Did motherfucking Ioka fight during COVID?
Ioka's just after coming off a fight with Rodriguez a few weeks ago.
Did Inoue fight during COVID?
Yep.
Yes.
Did Teofimo fight during COVID?
Yep.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Did Jermell fight during COVID?
Yep.
Yes.
Right.
Did Estrada fight during COVID?
Yes.
Yeah.
There you have it.
No,
No
I'm
excuses.
saying
No excuses.
I'm saying like it's they're just not fighting as normal as they usually do. Like you remember we were supposed to have the Burchell fight way in advance, until he caught COVID. We were supposed to have the fight with Teofimo and Homeboy way before he caught COVID. I mean, not COVID, but it was difference
It's,
between Triller and whatnot. But we were supposed to have a lot of these fights like much sooner, but a lot of people were just catching COVID. So me
bro, I'm
personally,
not
I don't.
knocking you, but I'm just saying that when I look at the activity of Spence, right? I'm not knocking you for having fucked up circumstances, but the list is not about your fucked up circumstances. These guys is out
True.
there. These
Alexander
guys is
Povetkin
Well, let's put it
fought
like this.
twice. He got COVID and then he came back against White.
Well, Spence had one fight in the last 24 months. Ioka's had 2 fights in 9 months.
Let's put it like this, right? Me personally, I think if you're gonna do a pound for pound list and try to make it as fair as possible, you have to update it every 6 months. Not every single time a fight
Every
happens,
6
because
months?
Once a month, once a year,
Let me champ this shit. Let me champ this shit. I don't update it based on a time frame. I update it whenever a fighter on that list has a fight. That's not all the time.
but that like I don't think that's necessarily fair. People do that all the time. Like every time you see Canelo win, you see Tyson Fury win, or Roman Gonzalez. Oh, pound for pound list updated. Who's the number one?
I'm gonna tell you.
It's weird because it's a whole.
It's
That fact, Ring,
let me
quick
champ
question.
this shit.
Okay.
Sometimes a guy fight like Ioka just had a title defense, right? Not that long ago. He didn't move. There was no update. He didn't move. You know what I mean? Like it's something has to happen that meets the criteria for you to move. Like if there's a guy behind Inouye, right? The only way we're gonna move you is if you do something that Inouye has not done. Then we gonna move you, all right? Like Crawford about to fight Porter. Y'all know I'm a Terrence Crawford fucking fanboy, but he could knock fucking Sean into the audience. He ain't gonna move past Usyk. Not with that. It's not enough. It's not enough.
By the way, Ring, quick question:
Usyk is a heavyweight.
Who's your number? Like, Ring, who's your number one heavyweight right now that you have ranked at number one?
Honest to God, my number one heavyweight is Usyk. I don't think anybody's. Somebody said this the other day, right? And
he has more belts.
It's not. That's
just what I said.
It's also his last key victory as well. Like he has a Fury's last win is Wilder, who was coming off of a loss, all that shit. Like we can get into this for weeks.
Listen. I'm not gonna fucking argue about this. I look at Fury beating Wilder as Joshua beating Parker. It's the same. It's to me, it's the same. Like, bro, who is Wilder? Who did he beat? Oh,
but just so I have this correct right quick, like, so Earl Spence is on the Ring pound for pound list, and he's not lineal. He doesn't have a belt, but Jamel has that stuff, and they left him out.
Yes, and I argued with Dougie about this on Twitter. I argued with like that doesn't make sense, bro. You rank Golovkin for having less belts than Jermell has. Golovkin didn't have the Ring magazine when you had him at number one. Jermell has it. He has your belt. Make it make sense.
Yeah, I'm sorry because of that general credibility.
When did Tyson Fury get
you
inside?
Had
like,
triple,
in the number
you had
two?
triple before.
Was it after when Joshua lost?
Y'all, Sawab asking a question. Go ahead, Sawab.
Like I was saying, when did Tyson Fury get pushed up to number two? When Joshua lost, or was it before?
Okay, I know this. I know the timeline completely. So when Fury and Wilder had their first fight, Joshua was number one. Fury and Wilder, they were 2 and 3. When Joshua lost to fucking Ruiz, they elevated Wilder and Fury up to 1 and 2. But because of the draw in the first fight between Fury and Wilder, they actually chose to say, okay, Fury won this fight in our opinion, so we're putting him 1 and Wilder 2. When Joshua regained the titles against Ruiz, they just pushed him to number 3 and dropped Andy down to number 6. So they essentially took Joshua from 1, 2, 3, and kept F to 4, and then put him back to 3 and put Andy at number 3. And they let Wilder and Fury maintain their ranking based off of it.
And this is the problem I thought I was talking about, Ring, because it's hard to rank certain fighters coming off of losses, and that's why I think it should be 6 months. Because let's just say, for the sake of this argument, right, that Homeboy, the Australian guy, beat Teofimo. Does that all of a sudden mean he take Teofimo's spot? I mean, it's kind of weird. Like,
Battle, let me help you. Let me just dispel it for you because I've actually planned around this. I have planned around this. Let's say that George Kambosos upsets the apple cart for Lopez. What if I told you he's not going to get Lopez's spot? Why? Lopez beat 2 world champions. If Kambosos beats Lopez, he beat 1. So he will go behind Jermel Charlo. Jermel will advance. Kambosos would be behind him. He would be in the most danger of falling off the list because your argument is weak. Even if you beat Lopez, your argument to be on this list is weak unless your body of work is thick and not limited to one fight. You're going to end up at the bottom.
So does Lopez come out the ranking then because he lost?
Yes. Because if you lose, this is the problem that I have, Sawab, and a lot of people don't
that's
like
the hard part.
This is the problem that a lot of people have with my list that I always have to explain. If you lose, I don't know if you're going to come back. We don't know. Look at what happened to Lacey after Calzaghe. You know what I mean? Look at what happened. He was never the same after that. So if you lose until you come back and win and fit this criteria, I cannot rank you. You need a belt just for me to look at you. You might not even get in, but you need a belt just for me to look at you. Then I'm going to look at what's there and compare it to who's already ranked. And if something that you did fits, you win there. That's why a lot of people gave me shit when I ranked Donaire. But think about the last couple of years of Donaire. Think about it.
You just beat Ubali, bro. Look at it. Julius this isn't that hard to explain to anybody. It's quite simplistic in its merit. Most people, they'll do anecdotal whatever. Julius keeps things to an order of merit structure. And it is really that simple. He bases it off of champions defeated, weight divisions, titles that you're gaining, the people that you've beaten. Are you in possession of a belt? How far into that division are you? Are you the guy? Have you done it at multiple weights? And when he factors all that together, you've got the highest order of merit. It's very simple.
It is.
Exactly. I'm like Julius. I'm always fair. Isn't that right, guys? I'm always fair.
I mean, I don't know anybody more fair than Battle except me.
But I was asking. I said after, let's get back to the heavyweight with the Ring magazine. So one thing I was saying, okay, fair enough. Tyson Fury when he drew against Wilder and Ruiz beat Joshua, I get that. So why wasn't Tyson and Ruiz up there? And then afterwards, when Joshua beat Ruiz back, so why wasn't Joshua put back in number 2?
They didn't want
Because that didn't fit the fucking narrative they wanted to push for the US fighter.
Just corruption, then, isn't it? So that's what I'm saying.
Of course, it's corruption.
Plain old corruption.
Not consistent.
I mean, Ring. Your pound for pound, everybody on your list is a champion, right? They got a belt.
Every single one of them, because you have to be. It's simple logic, right? Like, for example, Jay, if I showed you a guy at 140 and I said, yo, that guy won't win a belt from nobody. Obviously, he not one of the best, right? Because he can't win a belt from nobody. But if I show you a guy and I say, yo, this guy can beat every one of those guys with those belts, right? And he end up doing it or something comparable, that's a skill fighter.
In your ranking, most of them are undisputed, isn't it? Oh, they previously were undisputed.
Quite a few of them. Like, for example, remember, Teofimo, arguably undisputed. I don't want to get into the Haney shit. Because I don't have time for it. But let's just say, look, he's got shit. Jermel has shit. Estrada, he's not undisputed per se, but he's a 2-weight world champion that beat about 3 or 4. Not anymore. They franchised him.
Well, he was.
Wait, hold on, Jay. Just look with Teofimo. Unified to some, not unified to others.
Thank you. Because people pick and choose when they want the franchise to matter.
DAZN doesn't think so.
Although you could make the claim he is unified just because there's no other WBC champion at the moment.
There is. Saw has it.
No, Saw doesn't have the WBC. He's got the interim. Saw has to fight Quadras to be recommended to actually win the WBC world title. Really? He's got the interim.
I didn't even know that.
So Saw versus Quadras was mandated when Estrada got elevated. I've been paying attention to that whole shit. the entire
What
way
if they
through.
drop a belt?
Because Mark, quick question. I mean, wasn't Rungvisai supposed to fight the winner of
Yes, he was, but because of
Okay, yeah.
because of the outstanding circumstances of the result and the ordering from the WBA, the WBC elevated Estrada, made Rungvisai the interim with a fight for Quadras mandated for that title, and then the winner of Quadras versus Rungvisai is mandated to fight the winner of Estrada and Chocolatito.
Now, if you think
That's
about
the situation.
if you think about the guys that I have there, right? Kazuto Ioka is a 4-division champion, bro.
He's on my list.
You're fucking 4-division champion. I don't have to.
Where do you have him,
that.
by the way, Jay? Where do you have him?
He's either. Let me look. I believe he's number 6, but let me look.
Do you have him 4, 5, or 6? Like, he's in any of those places.
He's 6. He's behind Donaire.
He's 6. Okay, he's 5 on mine. I've got Donaire number 8.
You know what I mean? Like Donaire.
Because I also rank losses in Donaire's time span.
Bro, Donaire's body of work, like, it's not complicated. For him to be that age and beat the fuck out of Ubali. I'm not saying Ubali.
Oh my God, man.
He beat the fuck out of Ubali.
I mean, see, and that's why I love Donaire, because he went from having a war with Inoue, right, to coming and destroying Ubali like almost 2 years later, like now, with no effort.
Jay, now think about it this way. Most people will agree with you if you say Inoue is pound for pound, right? You see the fight that Donaire gave his ass?
Yeah.
What does that say about Donaire?
And it's funny, like a lot of people.
That if he's able to bounce, it tells me when he's able to bounce back. If he does bounce back, he's shown that he's in a pound for pound conversation, but below anyway.
I mean, like it was funny, like before the Inoue Donaire fight, most people thought that Donaire was going to lose or get destroyed, and what happens? And Inoue comes out with a cut eye, a broken orbital, a broken nose, and
a guy that's broaching pound for pound, because and I want to talk about this, but not tonight. A guy that's broaching my pound for pound that most people ain't talking about is Mavis Breedis, because I don't know if he beats.
Oh boy, that's my dude.
Wait. If he beats Okoli, because I don't know. Look, I like Lawrence. I'm just saying, I don't know if you're ready for that, bro. Just because you developing a jab, that don't really because he never seen a jab. Because Mavis Breedis never seen a jab, right? You know what I mean?
But hey, Jay, couldn't you already put him in your list? You literally could statistically, right? Based off of how you run things.
If he gets he needs one more alphabet title, and he'll have a stronger argument than Jamel. He needs one more title.
Oh, because he got a stronger argument than Jamel.
If he beats Okoli, you gonna let him in?
Why does he have a?
No. He needs one more title. Remember, did they reverse the outcome of the Glavatsky fight?
No, they never did.
But they took the W. That's what they did.
They stripped them. They stripped them.
Yeah.
So so here's his situation. So he picks up a vacant title against Hook, makes a defense of it against Perez, loses it to Usyk, right? Comes back. Glavatsky wins the interim, gets elevated to WBO world champion. Breidis wins. They strip him, but they don't overhaul the result. Then he fights Dorticus. So he's a 3-time cruiserweight champion.
What I'm gonna say is this, all right?
With 2 champions defeated.
I'm gonna say this. If he beats Lawrence, he's in.
Oh yeah, that's what I was about there. So he beats Okoli, he gets in the list.
If he beat Lawrence Okoli, he goes number 9 on my list. He's number 11 right now because I keep it top 25.
What if he beats any of the other champs? I mean, not that those fights will happen.
No, that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Yeah, Makabu or Gulamarian / Egorov. Yeah, but that's not going to happen next because Makabu is mandated for the Tbiso Machunu fight, and Egorov and Gulamarian are set to fight soon. So
who did Mabusu just beat? He schooled a guy that was a pro. What was his name?
Evgeny Tishenko.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
The Olympic gold medalist from heavyweight in the 2016 Olympics. But that is one of the investigated fights from the Rio 2016 because Vasily Leva got robbed against Tishenko.
Got it. Yeah.
I heard they investigating the Taylor fight. I heard they investigating Conlon. I heard they investigating a lot of fucking fights from those Olympics.
They investigating Tony Joyce, bro.
That's why I love Michael Conlon.
Michael Conlon let them have it. I heard did he get the gold from the silver?
No, they're investigating it currently. That won't be anytime soon. Like if that ever gets overhauled, it'll probably be like 2052 or some shit.
Exactly. That's not.
I'll send you a text message then.
Exactly. Send you a hologram. But I'm gonna say this much before I wrap it up because it's getting late. And for those that don't know, the next episode of the relay is already done. I'm gonna upload it after this is over. Joe knows about this shit because I seen it. He was like, "Yo, I want my gold medal." I was like, "Yo, don't hold your breath, Joe. You gonna be retired by the time that shit is done." In reference to Breedis, if he beats, I kind of want to get into that, but I know that's gonna be a long conversation. Like, bruh, I don't think Breedis is ready for that. I like his heart, I do, but he's not ready for that fight, bro.
He's gonna beat him. No doubt.
You think he's gonna beat him? Really?
Yeah, he's gonna beat him. He's gonna throw an elbow and a couple of headbutts in there. It's gonna be a little messy, but it's definitely gonna beat him in my opinion. But Ring, I found my jacket, bro.
You found it?
Yeah, look.
Oh, what kind of jacket you got?
Let me see that shit.
Ring's favorite TV show.
Let me see. We gonna pull that up on the big screen. Hold up. Put that up. I get knocked down.
You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked.
That's the shit. That's the shit from that shit, man. The dude that beat the shit out of his son. I was laughing at that shit.
Invincible.
That shit was wild. But
hey, yo, Jay, before you wrap this up, though, what did you think of Hereditary, bro?
You probably
watched it?
No, wait. My wife wouldn't let me finish watching it. I left off at the scene with the stupid, like, yo, I wouldn't have took my little sister to that party, B. Like, the fuck is wrong
Oh,
with
shit, yeah, bro. That was dumb as hell.
Bro, I was mad. Like, bro, you really going to take your little sister so they could clown her and all of that to this fucking party, B? That's wild. Like, you just a selfish, evil. You're not even going to look out for your little sister? I wouldn't have did that.
I don't think it was that bad until he let her stick her head out the window. I was like, what?
Nah, because
I shut that shit off after that, bro. I'm like, I never finished that shit, bro. I called up I'm like, I can't do this shit, bro. I can't do horror movies, man. I'm I'm done, bro. I'm done with that shit. I watched this day.
Look, don't tell me nothing because I didn't get. That's where I left off because my wife woke up. And she was like, "Yo, you watching it without me?" I was like, "Nah, I ain't watching it without you. What you talking about? I ain't watching that shit."
Yeah, he was watching it without you. Learn how to understand. A man has needs, yo.
Has anybody seen nowadays watching Netflix without your missus is like cheating, you know that? It's like technically cheating.
Yeah,
that's why, bro, that's why I'm an Amazon Prime and quality time kind of guy.
I mean, but then again, there's just some stuff you prefer to watch by yourself because my friends went to go see Midsummer with each other, and me. Me personally, I know that's a really weird movie, and they told me they was laughing throughout the movie. But personally, I want to take the movie.
It's funny as fuck.
Listen, battle. When that old man jumped off the cliff and that bitch came over with that big ass, bro, I laughed so hard. Like, yo, really?
Bro, me personally, the funniest part for me, I know you guys think that was stupid, but the part where she was just like, she was high and he was dancing, there was a circle, she was like, I don't speak Swedish. Wait, do I?
Hey yo, bro. Hey yo, real quick though. I guarantee you I can make Jay laugh. Jay, full screen me, bro. I guarantee I can make Jay laugh, fellas. Watch this. Jay's gonna get this right away. He's gonna understand.
Oh, Caroline. Look, man. That's my shit.
Caroline.
Don't start me on horror movies, man. Cause like to me, Poltergeist 2 is the quintessential horror movie. To me, they did everything right.
Hey man,
yo. You know what the quintessential horror movie is for me? The first Candyman. I cannot say Candyman into the freaking mirror to this day. I can't do it.
It's more so
you're gonna do that shit right now, bro.
No, I'm not. No. Don't you play with me?
I haven't seen any horror movie since 2008. I don't know how you guys do it.
Why?
No, I'm gonna tell you what.
I don't like scaring myself.
Wab, I'm gonna tell you what. Look, it's a lot of garbage ass horror movies out there. Believe it or not,
there is like several that don't make sense at all.
But three,
nearly all of them, honestly, are really trash.
I'm
But
gonna
there are some
recommend.
really good ones.
Let me recommend 3 to you, Sawab. Just 3. These are the 3 that I recommend. I recommend Paranormal Activity 1 and no more.
Oh God.
All right. I recommend the first Conjuring and no more. And I recommend Insidious, just the first one. Just the first one.
How you not going to recommend Hold on. How you not going to recommend Entity, bro? How you not going to recommend Entity, bro?
Did I see Entity?
Yo, you need to get on that shit, bro. That bitch is getting raped by a ghost on the walls, bro.
I didn't see that shit.
I could recommend 3 horror movies that are really good.
Oh,
The original Grudge, which is Ju-on. The Thing. Oh my God! If you have not seen The Thing, and probably the third one I would probably recommend is probably the first Halloween.
I mean, look, wait, because
Has anybody
wait.
seen Kills? Has anybody seen the sequel?
I didn't see Kills, but I was
going to get my sister Peacock.
I've seen Kills.
Was it any good, Mark?
I know that a lot of people are bigging it up, bro.
Wait. We got
I thought it
somebody
was
from
cheap.
Sweden. We got somebody from Sweden. We got somebody from Sweden. Killer 187 says, I'm from Sweden, and Midsummer is everyday life over here. On a side note, I want to place a bet on Canelo versus Plant. How do you see it going? I see Canelo stopping him inside 7-8 rounds.
I got Plant winning the UD, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's more than likely going to be Plant gets cut over his eyebrow.
I think the pace is going to get the Plant, and he's going to get stopped because he's not used to somebody coming forward like that, forcing him to fight. That's what I feel like Canelo going to do.
That's that Ring. Just a couple questions, right quick. Like, one second. I mean, just Ring, a couple quick. Like, what do you see Plant doing to win the fight? Do you think he'll get a fair shake on the card?
Yo, he's trolling, bro. He's trolling. What do you see Plant doing to win the fight, bro?
No, I'm
whipping out a gun in the fourth round.
He's gonna use the spirit bomb, Kamehameha, and drop it right on Canelo's fucking head. Willie says,
wait, Ray, we got to talk about this, but after you read his super chat.
All right, Willie says, have you seen the 1980 Maniac? The effects hold up to this day. Also, Shutter, Dial-In. Haven't seen either of those.
I've seen.
You know what one was really good.
If you want to laugh, watch Malignant. If you want a good horror movie that's gonna make you like, it's a horror movie. There is horror, but you gonna laugh. Like you is gonna laugh. I'm gonna just warn y'all. I ain't gonna tell y'all nothing. Malignant is funny as shit.
What had me cracking up is when like y'all remember Scary Movie 2 when they spoofed the Exorcist when James Wood came in there and the bitch turned her head and he just said "fuck this."
I'm gonna tell you what though. Let me tell you what though. Horror movies from the 80s have atmosphere, and that's why most horror movies today don't work. They don't have no atmosphere. Like I don't feel nothing. Like Exorcist, when he was over there and he looked at the beast. I think he was in Iraq for that movie, Father Marin, and they had dug up like an old temple that was in the ground or whatever, and he found like an artifact. It's like that had atmosphere. Like, ooh, what's this shit? Like, so y'all mortal enemies or some shit. Horror movies now is all about effects and shit. Like that's why none of the other Paranormal Activities was good. Because the first shit, it didn't even have no effects. It just had atmosphere. It had stupid shit like a knock and a random ass knock at night.
Yeah, that's the reason I never really liked them. But we can get back to the horror subject. But I want to ask you a question, Ren. You got to answer it because you're about to leave. Why don't you like Goku?
Hey, wait, you what? Say what now? Hold on.
No, wait. Look, I don't want to do this with you, Battle.
But why
not? You mean you don't like Goku?
You gonna make me
what you mean you don't like Goku?
Look. This is why I don't like Goku. Right?
Wait. He wasn't trolling.
All right, Goku.
No, fuck you mean,
wait,
bro?
Wait.
Yeah, what you talking about?
We got beef, bro.
Can I talk?
No, not if you're gonna come out with this dumbass take.
Goku,
that's a BS, bro.
Look, come on, look. Wait. All right, I draw, right? And I write, or at least I used to, right? That's the laziest character I ever seen. It's like that's just the laziest.
He saved
Stop
the universe.
it.
How
But
many
can
times?
I talk?
He
Can
saved
I
the universe.
talk? Can I talk? This is why I don't like him. I used to smoke a lot of fucking weed, bro. Like a lot. So I had the Dragon Ball Z game, and it used to be off of PS1. Game was trash. It was like a Japanese. The fucking letters was in Japanese. Like this shit wasn't even released in America.
Might be Budokai.
It might have been Budokai where you
Yeah,
got to
like
fly to
Budokai
the
either.
guy and pop, 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 pop,
Yeah.
right? So there was this song that the end credits would play, and I'm like, yo, why do I know this song? Danger Zone. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Bro, that's the shit from Top Gun. That's the shit from Top. Like, so wait a minute. Y'all stole the shit from Top Gun? Then I realized, like, yo, why Goku feel familiar, but he don't, but he do. Wait a minute, you a rip-off Superman. You a rip-off Superman. Yes,
let me
come
tell you
on.
something.
Tell the truth, Battle. He's a rip-off Superman, bro.
No, Ring, you were right. Here's the thing. I wanted you to get defensive because it was funny. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't like Goku either. You want to know why I don't like Goku though?
Why?
But it's a different reason. It's a different reason.
What's the reason?
Because every single time they try to make somebody stronger than Goku to the point where he's saying this person's improved Goku. No, Goku picks it up the very next arc. It's so annoying. I hate it so much.
Bro. Like, look. I'm gonna say it. All right, I'm gonna say it. Most people don't know how to read a Superman comic. It's not about the powers. It's about the conflict. Whereas Goku, bro, you too OP, bro. Every other fucking episode.
It's so ridiculous, bro. Like I'll never forget this. Right, when you look at the training that Vegeta, Piccolo, all them go through, right, and you see like these guys literally blood, sweat, and tears, like literally get into it. I'll never forget this. Right, they did. I remember the Buu saga. Vegeta finally comes to grips that he's never going to get stronger than Goku. This is after the Majin Buu fight. Well, it's kind of during it's kind of doing a transformation. But anyway, Majin Buu is like, how the heck do you have this guy who's literally the purest of heart? He refuses to kill his arch nemesis, but yeah, he keeps getting stronger than me. But the thing is, they try to make it that somehow that look, Goku is pure of heart, so he's always going to be the strongest guy. But that's bogus. Like you never Jiren is super OP, but yeah, he wasn't a pure of heart. You had freaking Lord Beerus. He wasn't a purified. He doesn't even care about most humans. But
It was in this moment that I realized this is when I stopped smoking weed, because I used to smoke a lot of fucking weed. Like I really smoked a lot of weed. And when I stopped smoking weed, I'm like, yo, this is the dumbest fucking show I ever seen. And it was in this moment that I realized the dumbest
you guys are just haters,
I have ever seen.
You guys are just haters. You hate perfection. You guys are like AJ haters.
Nah, bro. It was. I'm gonna tell you what. When these two motherfuckers started wearing matching earrings and touching fingers, that's I'm like, yo, this is the dumbest shit I ever seen, B.
Julius, can you do me a favor, bro? Can you please get that off of the screen, because you're wrecking my childhood right now, and I am not.
Bro,
get that off the screen now, bro. No, you need to get that off the screen now, bro. Get it off. No, Jay, seriously, bro, you actually damaging me right now, bro. You're making me feel like a millennial, bro. I'm triggered.
You know what Goku reminded me of? Like, okay, so do you remember the Frieza saga, right?
I remember Frieza.
Frieza. Don't get me wrong. I was a huge Gohan fan. Don't get me wrong. I knew that his biggest strength was his anger. When he gets angry, he goes freaking ham, right?
Kind of like the Hulk. He's like the Hulk.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Like, that was one of the most strangest scenes to me. Like, don't get me wrong. It was supposed to, like, excite you, but it was strange because you have to think about this stuff in hindsight. I've seen literally Vegeta get Zenkai like 4 different times in that arc. Gohan gets Zenkai once and fights a second level Frieza. Like I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Yeah. I was like, this is ridiculous.
You know, it's also funny. Well, like when Frieza was gonna blow up the planet, and he said the planet will be gone in 5 minutes, but we've had to wait like 20 episodes to see that.
Look, when they was fighting Cell in the tournament or whatever that shit, I'm like, yo, bro, when is Goku gonna get here? I'm fucking tired, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you gotta wait on Goku. Like, I don't know if you ever played. Okay, this is the strangest thing. You watch One Punch Man, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I
You
saw
watch
it.
it? Okay, well let me give you
I
a
know
quick.
of him though. I know of him though.
Well, let me give you a quick rundown of the video game. Right, basically, if you play the main story, it's one of the most strangest games ever made. If you want to play as a different character, you have to fight them off until Saitama gets there. And Saitama is always in the background, like you see him running, like because you know he can end people in one punch. So you have to fight till Saitama gets there, and that's the same thing with Goku. Everybody has to fight long enough for him to get. I'm like, bro, it doesn't take you this long, bro. You have instant transmission. You can teleport any place in the world in seconds.
Like I said, I'm gonna break it down as simple as I can. Don't nobody say nothing. My real issue with Dragon Ball Z is that it's a hack anime made by a bunch of hacks. Why do I think that? Because you got these boring ass archetypes that don't develop into nothing. You trying to sell me Goku real hard, but he's a fucking moron. Like he's a moron, bro. He's a fucking moron. Like, he's an idiot.
He's a dumbass.
He's a fucking he a cornball. Like, bro, get the fuck out of here with all that training. B, I'd have been shagging and making babies. That's where you would have found me at. This cat always training. It's always somebody to man. Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, like
man.
even at the very end of the series, like he's talking about like guys, I'm gonna leave now to train Ub in his village in the wait, Dad. So are you're leaving forever? Yeah, kinda. Bye.
And that's really the Jay. That's really the show.
You're the most deadbeat dad ever. Like
that's really the show. It's just how Jay said, like, bye. Forever? Yeah.
Bye.
Like, it's so weird. Bro. Like it's so weird. Like you literally just got revived, and you're like, nah, I'm out of this. I'm out,
bro.
I'm out.
I ain't changing no diapers. I'm not putting no band-aids or no knee scrapes.
Wait. One thing before we go. Sorry, go ahead.
I seen the cat. I don't know the cat name, man. The fucking cat. He's beating
Lord
the shit
Beers. Lord Beers.
All right, Lord Beers. They almost drew me. When I seen, oh, he beating the shit out of. They almost had me like, I gotta watch this shit. He fucking Goku up. Like, you know what?
Yeah.
And I was like, now you know what? They not gonna get me because this how they always get me. Fucking Goku getting his fucking ass kicked. I'm like, this is it. They gonna kill him. Nah. Eventually he'll learn. He'll Ultra Instinct or whatever.
Super Saiyan God. That's we figured out. All that.
Like, yo, it never ends, bro. Next thing he gonna be fighting a fucking washcloth. That's Super Saiyan level 8 or whatever. Like, come on with this shit, man.
Did anybody see Dragon Ball Super?
Oh, I didn't watch that shit.
The battle, you see it?
No, I haven't watched it yet. I still haven't watched it yet. But I'm completely honest. My thing is with Dragon Ball, I'm gonna still be a huge Dragon Ball fan, Julius. I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't say it's a hack, but basically,
me too. I grew up on that stuff in the '90s. Me too. So it's hard not to dislike it.
Listen. A lot of shit from my childhood lasted the test of time. Like for example, this generation, they can't watch Bugs Bunny. It's not for them. They snowflakes. They too sensitive.
Nah.
But Bugs, Daffy,
yes.
That's my shit, bro. Like, I
mean, that shit still gets me when Bugs Bunny was fucking with Elmer Fudd. Like he tear apart the house. Then Elmer Fudd about to go to bed. He turn on his lights. Turn off that light.
Yo, that's just wait. When motherfucking Yosemite chasing him around the TV studio, he opened the door. Remember, you asked for it. That's so much shit.
I'm gonna be honest, right? I'll never forget my friends. I was at my friends, right, and they all white, and we were just chilling. He was like, "Bro, you gotta watch It's Always Sunny," and I'm like, "Bro, I never really watched the show." Like, so I'll never forget. Like the very first episode, it was one of the most awkward moments I ever had in my life. The very first episode, it was a bunch of black jokes because basically this guy was black. He was like, yeah. He told me, so this dude was trying me, man. So I got on his A. And I had to bring my sister around. He said, so you said when you say your sister, do you mean your sister? I'm like, bro, what? It was so weird.
But you know what? Let's not get controversial because what I feel now, you see what's happening to Dave because Dave told a motherfucking joke. You see that? He told a joke, bro. What he said.
Oh yeah, his new stand-up special, right? The closer, talking about the closer, right?
Listen, let me tell you about these fucking snowflakes, man. I don't get it. He just made a joke. He's just saying we can exist. Just because you're wherever you're trying. Let's not bring the word. Just because wherever you are, doesn't mean you're above me, bro. Just calm yourself down.
Walk out.
Yeah, and because the man mentioned, I seen the shit, I seen the shit, and it's like, bro, he didn't say nothing good or nothing bad. All you sensitive motherfuckers is doing is proving them right, because all he just mentioned some shit, and y'all losing. Oh, get him off Netflix.
Yeah, this is why I always say, like, you know, the scary movies, like the scary movies were way ahead of its time, and those couldn't be released today. The scary movies,
no way in hell,
no way in hell. They get canceled.
Airplane. Those two, the movie maker saying, "Oh, it made me cry too much."
Airplane was just ridiculously funny.
Even the Naked Gun series, those two.
Naked Gun too, yeah, that's another one.
You couldn't have none of that in this general, because everybody have a fucking heart attack over the goddamn. Like, yo, chill, just laugh, B, because the fuck, like, I see Dave skit where he said what he said, right, and he did
the Daphne story.
He didn't say nothing bad though. That's why I'm like, yo, why y'all wilding like that? He literally didn't say nothing bad.
The funniest thing
nobody has a sense of humor anymore. Everybody's wound too tight. Everybody's wound too tight.
He goes, when I see her daughter, I'm gonna say you had the best dad. That bit made me laugh.
I think this is the
problem. It take a man to do some badass shit like that, bro.
I think this is probably the problem with Boondocks. The thing is, the Boondocks, everybody likes to say that its later seasons is not really good at all. I think it's more so a telling of time, that is people just stop being tolerant of most of the stuff they were saying as far as slander, because that's all Boondocks is. It is slander. The whole show is slander. I don't even think
listen, man, the Martin Luther King episode, that wasn't just comedy, that was a statement. I took that shit as a statement. Remember when they resurrected Martin? He's like, you motherfuckers. I was like, yo, he spitting.
Yo, he did though. He
was spitting them, you motherfuckers. I was like, I ain't gonna say all the shit he said, because like, I'm trying to get this money, but it's like, yo, he was saying some shit. Like, he's saying some shit in that episode. Like, yeah, I mean, you know what I mean? And you can't like, the shit now is right. This kind of goes to a discussion that I've had with I think we had it here on the channel, matter of fact, that America's the only country that wants you to be comfortable in your own skin, even if it is unhealthy for you. The obesity issue, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
The obesity issue is like, you don't want to quote unquote fat shame, but in a way, you're kind of promoting an unhealthy lifestyle, because if you don't highlight that, they're like, yo, look, it's not healthy to be that height with that weight. Like, you got to do something. Like, you go to other parts of Europe, and health is a part of their lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Jay, let me tell you something about these millennials. I watched a YouTube video. Imagine there's this woman on TikTok saying now that if you go gym to look better, or if you have six packs and you post it, you're being fat phobic because you want to look good. Doesn't make fucking sense. Like, probably doing it for himself to be healthy.
And I've had this discussion many times, and it's like, yo, what? At least in America, I can't speak for any other country because I haven't lived in any other country.
Yeah, it's the same here in the UK now.
But in America, it's like, yo, you cannot cater. You can't coddle everyone. Like, yes, some shit is unhealthy. I'm sorry if it hurts your feelings, but yeah, some shit is unhealthy. What you want me to say?
You know something, Jay? I'm gonna tell you what America is in a nutshell, right? To me, I seen recently, right? You know my logo, Jay, my channel logo. I've got the Notre Dame leprechaun on top of that, the Fighting Irish leprechaun, right? Mm-hmm. I love that fucking logo. I love this little leprechaun here, right? That's the Fighting Irish from Notre Dame, right? Y'all know it. Y'all are familiar with it, right? Recently, there was polls done about the most offensive mascots in football, in college football. This came in at number 2. Take me off screen here, Jay, for a sec. This came in at number 2. This little leprechaun here, right? By Americans. It's all Americans, right? And Max Kellerman on ESPN on First Take. I'm just going to be blunt. Why the fuck does a Jew have a right to tell me what's offensive to my culture?
Because no,
straight the fuck up. Fuck Irish Americans. If you're Irish and American here, fuck you. You're not taking away my country's fucking logo.
Listen, man.
You have no fucking right to do this. This image, this leprechaun, straight up, yeah, is responsible for loads of our tourism. We have a leprechaun museum based on this shit. We have St. Patrick's Day, which everybody is dressed up as this shit. We have this shit is literally inundated as a fairy tale from our country. And Americans are trying to cancel our mascot. Yo, I'll piss on you.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you what's going on, right? Let me tell you what's going on, right? Normally, the things that it's like you hear about how Canelo was a redheaded kid in Mexico and how they gave him a hard time, but eventually something that was troubling for him became one of his strengths, something that made him unique. That's the generation that I believe me, Jay, older cats come from. They're like, yo, you gotta get over shit, B. Like, if you gotta get over shit, because that's what makes you strong later on. This generation,
like ring that credit to that. It's like a lot of shit doesn't honestly bother me anymore that it used to. Like, I'm very stoic now because I'm in my early 30s. So it's like, you know, I mean, like so a lot of shit that would have aggravated me before, I just let that shit slide, bro, because like I ain't got time for that shit, man.
And what I'm getting at is bullying is wrong. Don't misunderstand me. Bullying is wrong. But you have to you need it because life is going to bully you. If you don't learn to stand up for yourself in grade school, how you gonna stand up for yourself in the real world? You feel me? Like, you need that. Like, yeah, man, tough times breed tough people. Where now you trying to hold everybody's hand, so you got a bunch of docile ass cows that ain't got an original thought in their head.
You get a medal.
Thank you. Everybody getting a participation award, so you don't know what it feel like to earn it, and that's where we at least here. I don't know about nowhere else, but as a society, that is where I see we're going. Because if you hold every hand and if you coddle everyone, nobody's gonna be original. There will be no original thoughts. You're just gonna have a bunch of docile ass sheep that think the world has to bend for them, and the world don't bend for you though. It don't. We're regressing as a society.
Bro, like, do you like I wanted to talk about, like, I'll never forget, like, Everybody This is one of my favorite shows of all time. And I was talking about that show with a friend of mine. And I was like, you know, one thing that was really stuck out to me in the show is that, of course, the main premise of the show is that everybody hates Chris. The thing is, like, how he had to roll with the punches. He couldn't just curl up in the ball and just have somebody just tell him, like, you know, everything. He never had a happy ending. The guy never had a happy ending. Almost every single episode, something always bites him in the butt, because that's just how life is. And he always like
matter of fact, the perfect example of that, y'all ever seen this movie called Lawless with Tom Hardy and Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah, I seen it. Yeah.
Okay, well, Shia LaBeouf, his character got like the shit beat out of him by like some crooked cop, right? And he's going to his older brother, who's Tom Hardy's character, saying, like, you know, expecting him to do something about it. And Tom Hardy told his ass, so what you think? You expect me to fix this for you? And I'm telling you now, as my brother, you will never, ever let this shit happen again. Do you understand me? I'm gonna fix this shit for you.
This is what I compare it to, right? When you learning how to draw, or at least when I was learning how to draw, I had a problem that I'll get married to the line that I draw. Like, damn, I don't want to have to start over because I like how this look. You know what I mean? And eventually I figured out that, yo, if I don't care about that shit and I just start over, I get better every time I start over. It get better every time I do it. I just got to keep doing it. I got to keep at it. Whereas society is in a place where they'll tell you to focus on that line. Like, man, fuck that line. Start over. Fuck that line. You're not going to get better staying right there sitting in that shit. But that's where society is. Instead of erasing that line and doing it over and doing the work, nah, that line is great, man. That's a great line. You crazy? It's a perfect line. You don't need this. That's where society is. You can't get married to shit, bro. Like, nah, you got to go through some shit and learn from it and get better. It's that simple. Anyway, this shit getting too deep.
I still never got my question answered.
What question?
Why does a Jew feel he has the right to tell Irish people what to think?
You gonna get me flagged, bro? You trying to get me flagged?
That's not offensive to ask that question. Hey, it's literally not.
Hey, I'm out. Y'all be safe.
Deuces.